conscious imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. Greetings. It's Catterday night. You know what that means? It means we're getting ready to get busy right about meow.
Oh, my.
It's your main man, Frank Castle. That's right, your Sorcerer Supreme. Right here, each and every Saturday night on Fearless. I'm joined by my etherical translator and my co-host, Paula Milo.
Did I?
Hey, what?
Hey, everyone.
What?
No, did I just smudge my eye? I don't know. No, I'm good. Okay.
Boop. Hey, everybody. How you doing? How's it going in Ascension Land?
Oh, Della, happy birthday. I hope you had a great day. Hey, Joe. Oh, Joe, happy birthday, too. It was your birthday last week.
Wow, they're back to back like that.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Be weird if it was like on the same day. Happy birthday, guys.
I think they're just like a week apart. Yeah.
I know. Oh, greetings, everyone. What's up, Matt? What's up, lovely?
She's pretty.
What's up, Hans? Della, Firestorm. Hey, Tiffany. That's Shaman Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany, I hope you're feeling better. I'm going to get into that later. I hope you're feeling better. I know you weren't feeling good yesterday and today, so I'm sending love. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, Joseph's in the house. It's my dude.
Hi.
My dude's here.
Oh, Ellen's here too. Okay. Hi, Ellen.
What's up, Rebecca? Ellen. Yeah. All right. I'm just giving everybody, we're at a weirdo time. So, which is.
Yeah, I had to babysit again. So things ran a little late tonight. Well, now that we started earlier, it ran a little late. But
I had a, we were actually, it was like 7:36 and I was like, I'm showering. I don't even care.
Oh, I wasn't going to tell them all that. I was just
I can't talk about the good, clean stuff, right? And be of the light and be a dirty little baby.
Well, I guess when you put it that way, I guess so. Okay. All right.
Not used to being around kids. I'm not even snapping because he's good.
No, I know. He's very good. My sister, it's just tax time for my sister, and she's a tax preparer. She's losing her mind. So I've been helping out by babysitting my nephew, and we're not used to being around kids.
So much energy.
It's just it is amazing. Like if you could plug him in somewhere, I'm sure he could light someone's home.
Matrix is the Matrix.
I'm sure he could light her home for
the
24
robots
hours.
were just looking at all the little kids running around in circles going, oh,
my
we got
goodness.
we got the best idea.
Please, my neighbor Mike, who we have our neighbor in the back who he hibernates just like me, and he saw my nephew through the window, and he went in his basement and got him some stuffed blankets and cars, and he was so happy.
Greetings,
and
Alice.
It was like the two of us, it was the first time we saw each other like in months. And we share a fence line. I think we talked 3 weeks ago. And
honestly, when Mike comes out, Mike's a great guy.
Oh no, he is. He
when
totally
he
was so sweet.
You through the window.
Yeah,
it's like one of those 227 moments.
Yes, it is.
Like
that's how close we are.
Sitcom.
Yeah. Oh, I was making cutlets and talking to him through the window.
And then they're just handing stuff through the window, like mad old school. Hey, don't forget to come back over here. I'll be right out of the garage in a minute. Let me get you this.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's just really funny the way it worked out.
No, it's very sweet.
And
Alan, yeah.
Happy first day of spring. Solstice, everyone is upon us.
I'm very excited.
A week ago, the portal opened. I'll take it.
Take it. Have it.
And the new energy that came in has been so... I don't care what anyone says, right? Every time I upgrade and level up, and then I'm like, new energy. It's like light, airy. I get one good night of sleep, and then it's okay. Now, how do you deal with this energy with everything in your daily life? Right now, go. And it's like, what do you mean? And then all of a sudden the noises start, everything starts echoing out, and you're like, whoa. Like Paula would say, like, I get up and the cats kind of come running, and they're kind of all over the place, and I got to feed them, but I got to pee, I got to brush my teeth. It's like, you got to take the moment for yourself to do this. I literally every single day have to take the moment for myself, because every day there's like this new
energy.
Energy and urgency. Like the day the portal opened, my phone and my Facebook did not, and I'm not against this, I just haven't been around doing anything. I've been taking my time.
Did you shave your beard down?
No.
More? It looks very short on the sides. I was just watching a show
here?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's been shaved for weeks.
No. It looks like you.
No, that's weeks. This is the new growth. I shaved it bald.
All right. Okay.
You didn't notice? I did. That's like a rub cheeks with you.
I did. I was watching a video.
No matter how much you were saying, they just still whack sometimes. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do about it.
You know what? You're gonna get your ass kicked later, because I was watching my. You're so stupid. Forget it. I'm not even gonna get it.
Go ahead, tell me.
No, I was watching a video of us before when you were in the shower, because my sister had asked me about the show to send her a link.
Mm-hmm.
And the link I sent, your beard looks longer in the show. So I was just watching it, and then I looked at you and I thought you shaved your beard, but I realized that you did that. Yes.
Ever since this new incoming energy has come in, I thought I've been having psychedelic experiences without being under psychedelics, making it very lengthy, trippy, which is weird.
I have too, and we're going to talk about that, because
Paula's going to take over, and I'm going to be her.
This one's going to blow you out of the water.
Wait, so I came out of the bathroom when I was in the shower, and I got out, and I heard me talking, and then
out here, you didn't.
I didn't know what was going first. I thought you were on the phone, but then I was like, "What is that?" And then I started hearing my voice, and I heard your voice, and then I heard you giggle. And I go, if I go outside and there's like a double danger, me and her out there, and we hit the time button, so by accident, when the shower came out, now I gotta watch them do a fucking show from 3 weeks ago. I will kick one of these fools.
No,
I'll just get on camera and be like, hey guys, it's me.
I was actually listening to a show that we did. Yeah, we did a couple of weeks ago. And the funny thing is, because I missed a few shows the last couple of months, and I laughed in the same places. That's how I know I really love you, because I'm watching it and I'm watching me laugh, and I'm laughing at what you're saying in the same places. I think I'm wearing the same sweatshirt. It's like I
have all gray shirts.
No,
now.
I know.
All my white ones are gone, and I have the same design.
No, I know.
So I'm like, What was? Did I wear Spider-Man last time? Did I wear?
It doesn't even. I know. I don't even care. We're in the house. I'm wearing a snowflake T-shirt. It's the first day of spring, but it was flurrying this morning. Very, very early this morning. We did get a few flurries because it was 34 degrees.
And then 55.
But I used to wear big chunky sweaters that Frank called old lady sweaters. He hated them. So over the years, I've phased them out or gotten rid of them, or I try to not wear them so much. And now I
You
just
looked
wear.
like you were trying to fit into a Fozzie Bear Muppet. Like you cut him at the waist and at the throat and split him right down and then just try to step into him. That's the one I didn't like. I'm just saying.
Do you hear this shit? A Fozzie Bear step-in outfit. Yeah, that's what my all my sweaters look like.
Well, that's why we had to give it to Sherman. No, not all your
That
sweaters.
was one sweater I ordered from
That
China.
was the only
No,
one.
that was the sweater.
That's why I don't order from China no
That's
more.
what this. It came from China. It was this.
I gotta wear a 4X, and then they
No.
build the shoulder out like
No,
this, but then everything else fits.
No. That's one sweater you didn't like. Well, I ordered this sweater from China. It was a size medium, and it looked like a toddler could wear it. So we used it for our cat Sherman because it was the same exact color as he was.
It's the exact same color.
And then he never came back. He was an outside cat. He never came back, and we don't know what happened to him. But I have the sweater still, and I don't wear it because it's his. Like it's his, whatever. So, but there were other sweaters that you didn't like either. So now I just wear sweatshirts in the house all the time. I look like a boy all the time now. But anyway, whatever. Go ahead, say it.
Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
What's up, Neil? How's it going? What's up, Void Time? What's up, the Nobody? Nick Bravo's in the house. Shout out to everyone. I'm taking it slow tonight. Paula's going to ramp up into something that's
you're not going to believe
that's
it.
relevant and needs to get it out there. With the new spring equinox and the new energy, the new vibes are coming in. So everyone's looking forward to booking and hanging out and doing all the groovy things. Just remember to be safe and be responsible, whatever you decide to do. And getting out there and doing it. The universe is going to reward you for your bravery.
Oh, yeah.
Just by being respectful about it. Shit, I keep falling off camera. There you go. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the new coming energies and everything, we hit new checkpoints, new markers. With that, a lot of people step forward to show what they can do. People are coming out of the shadows, out of the background, whatever you want to say. It's time for them to shine.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, not everyone does a radio show and everything. That doesn't mean I have all the superpowers. Like, it's split between the entire planet. It's just great knowing we all have them, but you have to go and access them. So whatever that is, it's now relevant for you to come and step forward and kind of throw it down.
Thing. Yeah.
Look, we're here. They're not, no matter what you're seeing on whatever channel you're watching, it's all bullshit at this point. You cannot trust anything you're seeing and anything anyone's saying. So just have fun. Shut it off. Look, I played video games 3 nights. The first night,
I know, I heard you out here.
I was angry because I felt like I was playing the piano piece, because when I play one, I don't play the other. My hands start to hurt.
Mm-hmm. Is it because of your neck and your back, or
it's the whole thing. My hands go numb, and then it's been a problem. So I'm like, I need to have fun. So I get that download. You need to play a video game. The first night was terrible. I felt like a child that didn't know what he was doing. You know, just someone who picks up sticks and was hitting the drums. And I'm like, man, why do I even bother going through this? And right there at the end, I got really good.
Right.
So I decided to make a comeback. I did it another night, half hour, shut it off. I was like, oh, this is great. I did good. I could just shut this off. Last night I'm sitting around. I can't stop thinking about the music I'm going to be doing.
Like, you're excited about that. Yeah.
The new thing over. It sounds great. So I'm like, yeah, what should I do though? Because it's dead quiet. It's 2:00 in the morning. It's like, go activate, relax yourself. Stop trying to do the next thing 100% all the time.
No, you can't.
Calm down a little bit. Bring it down a notch. I'm like, so what should I do? And they're like, it's 2 a.m. Just play the video game so you don't wake people up.
You played the Avengers one?
Oh, I played the Avengers one till I beat the crap out of Taskmaster, first level. And I wanted to use the girl, Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
I used her. She's the best.
Really?
So far, she's the best. and then I had to shut that off. It's too much. Boom, bap, boop, bap, boop. My eyes can't.
See, Frank wants me to play this video game with him.
No, I don't want it
but
anymore.
I am you see, that's reverse psychology. So I am secretly afraid to play because I'm afraid I'm absolutely going to love it and that I am going to neglect all of my responsibilities and just want to play video games and smoke weed, and then we're reverting to the 8th grade. So I can't, I gotta no. So, but I have a feeling it's going to be in my near future. Can we play remotely with that one?
What do you mean?
Like when Frank's mom has to. We
No,
talked
if
about.
I'm separate from you,
Oh, you
because
can't
we're
play?
running one system, so I'd be running my system.
Oh, okay.
You would have to have the game and a PlayStation.
Oh,
they don't make
for it to work.
the games
Okay.
that you. There's the older games you could play 2 people at the same
Yeah.
time, but now it's
I was just asking.
you in your house, me in my house.
We're doing the countdown clock for Diane's surgery. So send positive vibes.
Yeah, my mother's got to have surgery.
Yeah, she's got to have a major surgery at the end of the month. I mean, nothing life threatening, but it's going to be a big one. And Frank is going to have to do the night shift at the house, and then I'm going to do the day shift, the morning shift and the day shift. But Frank is going to have to sleep there for the first week, just in case anything, she needs anything in the middle of the night. And he's excited because he's going to get to work on music with Kevin, because the acoustics in Frank and Viola's basement is better than it is here. So he's excited.
Get the sound out, like if I record there and then come here and record, I can't.
Yeah, it's
match
not the
sound
same
at all.
Yeah, and he even tried it in our in our basement, and it didn't work.
I tried all these different
everything.
things,
It didn't
and
work.
the
He even
sound is
got
just
in the
better
tub in the
there.
shower, and that didn't work.
Yeah, I
either.
went to Wu-Tang style.
Oh yeah, in the bathroom, right? Yeah.
For rap, that's not good the way it echoes in our
bathroom.
Singing,
yeah,
it's great, but we're not singing songs. We're rapping.
No, so
we're rapping up in here.
But we're getting ready for the countdown, and I really would like to say hello and welcome to all the new
all the new listeners,
all the new subscribers. Yeah, new fearless family.
Subscribe, share. We're slowly building momentum.
Things we say may not make sense tonight because you haven't heard our story, but all you have to do is look up a couple of past episodes or a couple of past years.
I just started episode 1.
We've been talking for
Volume 1.
I think almost 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Almost 5 years we've been talking
about all this stuff. People want fire every week. They're like, I want the fire. I want the ETs and the aliens and the what. And I'm
I'm going to give it to you. I'm laying it down this week. It's not going to be ETs and aliens, but it's going to be.
It also has to be on you to step forward into the light, to have your experiences yourself.
How many shows did I miss? Did I miss 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or 1 week?
In a month, you did 1 show.
No. But the last time I was on, was it two weeks ago, or was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago. So the last time I was on, we were talking about everyone in the group, and you can join on Facebook. You can join the group. You just have to answer the question. There's a lot of great people to talk to.
Greetings, Willow.
A lot of people you can feel comfortable with sharing information with.
Loud. I'm really sorry.
No, that's okay.
Willow.
Hi, Willow. So we were talking about
what up?
Shaman Tiffany, and a few other people had suggested microdosing mushrooms before I go to sleep, because Frank and I feel, and we believe, that when we are sleeping, we're not sleeping all the time. A lot of the times we're working. I'm sorry, just checking on the cats. And I can sleep, I can sleep 12 hours a night, 4 nights in a row, and wake up and feel exhausted. So they were suggesting, to shut that down, to try, because I am not, and everyone that knows us knows our story. I'm not big into the psychedelics. I'm not, I am an ayahuasca shaman. I can truly say I am, but I do not drink Aya often. I mean, I think it's been a couple of years since the last time I drank Aya. I will do the mushrooms with Frank once in a while if I know we have no responsibilities and I have a day to recover, but it's not it's not something I'm comfortable doing often. It's not something I would ever do alone without Frank here, because I am so sensitive to these things that I can connect if I smoke enough weed. And you know,
I'm gonna just say this right now. This is a shotty, right? Where I'm smoking it and then I flip it. I'll blow it into your mouth, right? We do it so intensely that Paula will hit me with one, and I go instantly to DMT world. I'm there. I have to stop
Right.
everything I'm doing and be like,
because
whoa,
he can
whoa, whoa,
connect
whoa.
now. So
You can connect in a million
anyway,
different ways.
so I just happen to be extremely sensitive. Now I don't know if it's because I'm a physically small girl, like I'm 4'11", you know, and I don't know if that's why. I don't know if it's just something I'm very sensitive to, you know, like I can smoke a lot of weed. I used to be able to drink a lot of alcohol. Like I don't know why that in particular is so hard on me. So Tiffany had suggested a couple of weeks ago to microdose mushrooms right before bed. And I said, you know, that sounds like a great idea. And I'm going to try it because I want to get rest. I don't want to do work in my sleep, because we do work on the other side. We do work in the astral realms, you know, while we're sleeping most of the time. That's why when we wake up and we don't feel rested, it's because we're not resting, we're working. So she suggested it, and then I ended up messaging her. She ended up messaging me, and then we ended up talking for a few hours on the phone. And I said, I'm going to do it. And she said, when you do it, when you have the experience, let me know. And then I would like to perform a Reiki healing on you. And I was honored that she would even want to do a healing on me. The funny thing is, everyone knows the story of what happened when Joe and Della had their ayahuasca experience, and we needed to call in Shaman Tiffany because he had an attachment. Oh, Neil, we love you already. We love you, and I pray for your happiness every day, because your happiness is her happiness. So I pray, and I already love you. I don't know you, but I love you. And will love you forever as long as she never cries. And I'm good with that. But and you have to be a good guy, because she seems happy. And it's a beautiful thing. And there never is any judgment here, ever. You will never find it here or in this family or with these people. We're a very welcoming group of people. So I was going to contact her for a Reiki healing, or ask her about it anyway, because I had felt that I have been purging this winter. I was purging a whole set of issues that I had really thought I put to bed, but there was still a little residual feeling left. So the timing was very funny when she had called me. I mean, we talked on the phone. We had like a Skype call, like we messaged each other. I was on the phone for 3 or 4 hours with her, and it was beautiful. And she is a beautiful person inside and out, and she's strong in her power. And I had always said this, like, if you need a Reiki healing or if you want a healing, you should call Tiffany. And
Shaman Tiffany is no joke.
I didn't mean to do it to be, you know, to inundate her with phone calls. But, you know, when I love something, everybody, well, as you know, when I love something, everybody knows it. And I want to share what I know with everyone.
Do you want us to share share it, or is it just our people?
And I want to share
people money,
and I want to share what I've learned.
Or do you want the magic too?
So
the people that are going to be there in your corner, ready to rock and roll with you.
So I really said, you know, I saw what she did for Joe. I need.
I saw it too. I was like,
I need some help. I need some help purging what I can't purge on my own. Frank can get me there, you know. I mean, but certain things, you know, sometimes you just need the help of a woman, and you just need sister time. You just need woman time. You just need girl time. You need someone who understands you on a level that no one else can understand you. And I ended up microdosing before bed. I contacted her right before it happened. She was watching out for me on the other side. She was making sure I was okay. And it was truly a beautiful experience. I went through all of the feelings of being on mushrooms right before I went to sleep. Like I got you know how I get cold right before, like when you're going in, you get cold, and you know, all the things. Like I was feeling all the things.
There's like stages of ramping up as you go into mushrooms.
Yeah, but it was very, very light. And then I had gone to sleep. I fell asleep on the couch, and I usually fall asleep on the couch, and then I migrate to the bedroom when it's time for like to go to sleep for real. And I actually forgot until I got in the bed, and then I was like, "Oh, Tiffany's got me," and I went right back to sleep. Like I'm good, you know, because usually it's got to be Frank, but Frank couldn't be there. Frank had to run out, so I said, "Don't worry, I'm fine. Tiffany's got me." And because my issue is I have to feel safe. If I don't feel safe, I can't have any experience. And if I have responsibilities, I can't have any experience. It has to be during a time when nothing is going on, no no emergencies, no nothing. So like I planned it out perfectly, and I had this beautiful experience, and I woke up so refreshed. And I can't
turn that around.
I know.
I know. Whoever's texting you, stop it.
No, because you're making me laugh, and I love you. It was just a beautiful experience. I woke up rested. I felt refreshed. I felt clear headed again. I felt like it was recharge. You know, like when you just, it was like not, I don't want to say a reset because it wasn't, but it was definitely like I recharged my battery. And then we had scheduled a Reiki healing session, and I had the session on Thursday, and let me tell you, oh my goodness, it rocked my world. Now I have, oh, we're going to talk about that after too. So I have had a few Reiki sessions in my lifetime. Oh, Tiffany, I have to thank you. You have no idea, and I'm so sorry if I was the one that made you sick. I really do. So I've had Reiki sessions during my life. I've been into all kinds of healings. I've gone to psychics. I've had QHHT healings. I mean, I've read the books. I went to I did a weekend with Brahma Kumari, the yogis, and it in silence, and I mean, it was just, I've done a lot of things to heal myself spiritually. So, but I never had a Reiki healing, and I think it's because Tiffany is so much more of a shaman and a healer than a Reiki healer in particular. I mean, I know she is a Reiki healer, but she is definitely a healer.
To somebody like, I'm going to just use us as an example.
Okay.
Meaning Fearless family. Like people
Okay.
that go under, do IF, psychedelic experiences, they look to, oh shit.
What?
People like us, I had my mic off so I wouldn't interrupt you. Okay. Somebody that has had the psychedelic experience but is not ego spiritual, because you lose the ego here, and then you don't really lose it, you just masturbate it on this end, and you're like, the way we kind of, our collective, the way we do is kind of blow that out. So you're just sitting in power. You're humbled because you're like, holy shit.
Right.
Now, most, and I'm just going to say this, I'm not dissing other people out there, but I want someone, when I ask for help or to work with, that didn't read it in a fucking book.
Oh yeah.
That's literally has it in here. Yes, reading it in the book is potent and important as well. But our collective has gone through, like we like, as if we were the fallen angels. We came in, we fell down to the rock bottom, we laid on the floor, and then pulled ourselves up.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, that person's gonna understand me way more.
I agree exactly.
So you're gonna know my demon.
But the funny thing is, that's why we have a connection.
Well, no, she's part of the collective.
She is part of the collective, but her and
sure.
I specifically have a connection because we both know loss in a way
But
that many other people have not understood.
This is
Ross.
what I'm talking about. Somebody that understands more than
Right.
just someone where you'll
Right.
show up on a Tuesday, be
Yeah.
here at 3, and from 3 to
Yeah.
4,
And
I'm gonna shoot you with electricity or some shit through
exactly.
my fingertips.
And the last Reiki healing I got
It's different.
was like that. It was like 2017 or 2018.
Well,
and
I went with you.
No, the
You
girl,
took me.
the girl came. Oh, that was the Reiki massage. That lady.
That
loved
was
you.
amazing.
That was amazing. I'm talking about me in particular.
Okay.
It was a friend of the FearLess group. She had made a recommendation, but I think the girl that came to do the healing had an issue or an attachment with me, and the healing went well. I mean, I did feel relief physically from the healing, but on a spiritual level, we did not make a connection, and I just chalked it up to,
some people just don't like me.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I think it was a yeah, I just don't know how to I don't know how to word it. It just wasn't the experience I thought it was going to be. But I had other Reiki healings, and I've had QHHT healings. So because I trusted Tiffany, I was able to make myself very very available to her, and I opened myself up in a way that I usually don't open up to other people, so that she could actually do the healing.
That's another thing. When you work with someone, I want to be able to trust them enough. And I'm not, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
I don't want them to like get into my energy if they're untrustworthy, or if you're going to leave a stain, or you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to insert.
Yeah. Or probe around and look for stuff. You don't know what's going to happen when you invite people into your energy.
But it's something you need to do. So when you go do a healing with someone, you don't go, oh, I'm not going to let them in and let's see what they can do. You're just ruining it for yourself.
Right. That's like people who go to psychics and try to trip the psychic up. It's like, it's your money. Why do you do that? It's your money. It's not their money. It's
you got to kind of ground yourself and then say, oh, look, I'm going to open myself to this experience and this magic. But you got to be careful when you do that. That's why you want someone that you can trust. Right. But having that person that you can trust or feels, you'll know it. You'll know it. You'll feel it inside and out. It'll resonate everywhere. You'll be like, oh, this is it right here. And then you open yourself and let them in, and then just sit back and relax and watch what occurs. That's all I wanted to say. Because I walked across the TV we've talked about Tiffany before. I had the voice off and her hands were up. And I walked by and I threw up. I had to run into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, that one time.
I was like, I'm going to purge. What the hell? And I looked up and she was staring at me doing this.
Because she does her healings on,
healings
for anyone, basically, who wants them on Facebook. But you have to,
I was so appreciative. I didn't even know I had anything in me.
Book an appointment with her and, pay her what she asks, because she's worth it. And she's more than worth it. So we have this experience. I open myself up. I set my intentions. I'm being very honest with myself. I'm being very honest with her at this point, because now I know I'm in good hands. I do. I just know it. I feel it. I love her. We've had experiences before. I know I'm in good hands. So I open myself up to her. And this was unlike any Reiki healing that I have ever experienced in my life. It was a healing. It was the most powerful healing I think I've ever received, because it affected me on a cellular level. I actually felt my body the next day going through, I think I was purging on a cellular level, because I was in so much pain, physical pain. And I think what happens is, when we hold on to trauma, childhood trauma during our lives, I think it manifests in parts of our body, like back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain. And the day after the healing, I was in so much pain physically. But today it started to dissipate, and I do feel better today. But I feel like all of that weight, all of that black goo, all of that darkness, all of that was holding me down was being pushed out. And I must have urinated since Thursday about 40 times already. So
I'm just going to say this because I see
it definitely
Shane's talking about his wife.
Oh yeah.
up in here, and I'm gonna tell you, she same exact thing.
Oh.
She's Paula is reacting to Tiffany the way you would react to having a full eye of ceremony, or like the
Oh yeah.
heroic dose mushroom
It was
breakthrough.
like it
Because
was.
afterwards we sat for hours
Oh
and
yeah.
talked.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm getting to that. So Tiffany worked with me for a couple of hours. I have to say, she really did spend the time with me. She worked with me for a couple of hours. It was like a psychedelic experience. So now, like I said, I haven't had many psychedelic experiences because up until the last couple of years,
Rudy, I love you, brother.
I worked for corporate. This was not even in my wheelhouse. I didn't even smoke because I was worried about, because we had to be drug tested. My sister jokes all the time, like if you would have just smoked a little weed, you would have felt better. But I was a tight ass. I was really worried about my career and supporting myself, and you know, I guess all the wrong things now because my life is so different. But I was it was like a psychedelic experience, and all she did was put her hands up, and we were on a messenger call. So this woman gave me a healing from Texas, and it moved me in a way. I was so I was I don't even fully have words yet. So we worked through the healing. She worked through the healing, we worked through the healing, we discussed the healing, and then I said, after I get off the phone, I have to process this, because I mean there were still words that I didn't have. And then Frank wanted to hear about it. So when the healing was over, I mean, and it was a beautiful experience. She is so gentle and she is so mild, and she understands and makes her points without having to say specifically what she sees. So she will allude to things, but she'll let you know, I'm working on that. We don't have to discuss it if you don't want to, but it's being worked on. This happened. We're working on it. We don't have to discuss it if you don't want to. And she's very subtle about the way she handles things, which I appreciated, because, people that know me know I'm very direct. I'm really not subtle. I mean, I'm not abrasive, but I don't dance around the words. And I appreciated the fact that she wasn't she wasn't looking to show me what she was seeing. She trusted the work that she was doing so much that she didn't have to say anything. Do you know what I mean? But I knew what she was working on. And I appreciated that, because it left the feeling bad for yourself out of the equation. Like, oh my God, now this woman knows all of the trauma that I've been through, whatever that trauma may be. I mean, it's different for everybody, but now this person is another person who knows. It's like your secrets you try to hide, and then people find out your secrets, and now you're like, you either tell them or you don't. But the way she handles herself is so professional, but it's so warm and kind, and that's because she's a mother. So she handles you like a mom and a sister and a friend, but also like a doctor. Like, okay, finish what you're saying, but this is what we're going to do now, and this is what I'm going to pull out of you now. And it was really an amazing experience. Now, where it becomes a psychedelic experience for me. Now, anytime I've ever done psychedelics with Frank, and again, it's not often because I physically can't handle it. We always have the experience and then talk about it after. It's almost like a therapy session. It's like you have the therapy session, then you go home and you talk about the therapy session with somebody. So Frank and I talked. He put up a pot of coffee and we talked about it. And I felt like I took puzzle pieces that I was carrying around in a box my whole life, and I dumped those pieces onto the floor. And Frank and I sat on the floor and we just put the puzzle together. And it was a beautiful thing, because I felt like while I was putting all of those puzzle pieces together, and Tiffany, this is where I need to thank you, because there were things that I wasn't even aware of. Tiffany helped me realize who I am.
I'm telling you,
On the other side, who I am, who I am.
When you unlock after Aya or any psychedelic, when you have that moment of, and you're just talking yourself back now through it.
Yeah.
You were doing that more
I
than when you were on ayahuasca.
Oh, I was, because
But it was the same. It's the same thing. It's
do you
just,
know what it
whoa.
was? There was no recovery for me. So you know how I am, like after
different modality.
there's a recovery time. Like you need to heal. I need like ginger ale and a soft blanket and water. Yeah, and I can't find the words to process what I've seen and what I felt. This was so easy on my heart and on my physical body that it was very easy for me to immediately start to process it. And it was almost like, Frank, you know, if you don't have, like, you have the time right now, because if once I start talking, I can't stop until I'm finished. And it was hours, because our session lasted a while and then we talked for hours. And it was like, as I was putting these puzzle pieces together that I didn't even realize I was carrying around with me, as I was putting this puzzle together, it was like the puzzle was turned upside down, so I couldn't even see what it looked like. I was putting these pieces together backwards, from the back. And the beauty of it was, I was releasing myself from all of the old contracts that I must not have broken away yet. And it was the most liberating experience of my life. It was liberating. It was uplifting. I am not ashamed or afraid to say that I am a wonderful human being. I say I'm a good person, but I am a wonderful person. I do care and love everyone. I will feed anything that has a face. I am not ashamed to say that I am a crazy cat lady, and anything that comes to me that needs food will get food. And I'm not ashamed of that. And I am not ashamed of the person that I was. And I'm not ashamed of the things that I've done in my life. I did them. I take ownership for them. Some of them I'm proud of, some of them I'm not proud of, but I did them. It's me. I own it. And she helped me realize who I truly am. And I think I'm a fairy godmother here on earth. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think I am some sort of deity. And you know, you guys can laugh at me, you guys can say anything you want, but
I'm going to stop you right there. Do not say I think I am some kind of, say it the way you said it.
I am a deity. She helped me realize who I truly am. You know, I never quite fit anywhere before. And I realize now that I think I was surrounded by people that were supposed to help me forget who I am. And I think it took walking away from my old life and leaving a lot of that behind, keeping up with the Joneses, the job, the money, the going out with the friends, the vacationing all the time.
Have you helped convince
losing the ego? I think
deity? They're not even a deity.
Oh, you make them think they're Cinderella.
You surround the point of light with everyone going, no, you can't do that. Why would you?
You know, and it was definitely an awakening for me and an eye opener. And it's funny because you would think, because Frank and I talk about this shit basically every week for the last 5 years, that I would have been more aware of my strength and my power. But it took Tiffany to make me realize that I think I lost my way. Last year, somehow, getting stuck in the 3D, the 3D side of things, trying to enjoy it, trying to navigate it. But I definitely am back on track now. And if it weren't for her, I don't know if I would be here. So a healing that I thought was going to help me in such a different way ended up really changing my life, because now about time you admitted about yourself. Oh,
yo, homie,
Lexi,
everyone's saying it. Everyone's saying it.
That's so sweet, Lexi. Thank you.
Everyone's saying it.
I know I do.
You know,
I know I do.
I go through the same thing. I'm not as humble as you, but I am. every day almost Nick Zervos hits me up, tells me, "You're such beautiful people. I love you so much."
I know.
And then
I know. That's very sweet.
and we're reading.
No, I know.
Rudy's here,
I know.
right? So listen.
Really?
Everyone, yeah, I was shouting them out before. Lexi's here. We're all here.
Yeah.
And
it was beautiful. It really was for me to
we helped others.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Help themselves in a way
Yes.
that is above and beyond, and it's all from the heart, and then it allows you to literally come up. That you can't.
I understand that, but she helped me in that way.
This is it.
The only other person that's ever helped me in my life is my sister. I mean, she's given me anything I needed whenever I needed it.
Homie, but this is the magic.
But what I'm saying is for her to do that for me, I'm used to doing that for other people.
I know. It's hard to take a gift.
For her to do that for me, like Rose does that for me. And like I love Rose. Rose will give me anything. Like if I ask my sister for anything, she would give me anything. And I purposely don't ask her because she would give me anything. And knowing that is enough for me. Knowing that she would want to give me anything is enough for me. But this woman who I've only talked to over the air or messaged, this woman gave me a gift. How do you put a price tag on that?
This is why we're all in different places, is because we're all points of light surrounded by that which would make us believe we are not what we are.
It was so beautiful. And that was the master class. The key. I was hiding. And Frank drew a diagram for me, and it was so funny. He drew a dot and then he drew a circle around it. And he said, this was you. And this was everything around you that was trying to help you forget who you were, who you are.
Everyone's role is to make you.
Yeah.
So when you're like, but nobody believes me, I'm like, yo, I believe in you.
Ever believe, I'm
and
not
then
a
she's
liar,
like,
but
yeah,
no one
but
believes me.
And I'm like, no, I get
very
it.
Strange.
Me too. I was the psychopath growing. Oh my god, this kid's nuts every time. I'm like, but we're hyper successful. What the fuck is the problem? And
I just don't get. I don't get it either.
Exactly. And then we meet each other,
right?
And it works.
Yeah. Because it was like
it's 2 points of light pointing the fact out. We're surrounded.
Wonder twins activate.
Yeah, wonder twin powers activate. Form of the sacred feminine, form of the sacred masculine.
So I'm not embarrassed anymore to know or to admit what I truly am.
Well, but that's what makes Tiffany so powerful. When she came forward, all right.
Oh yeah.
Everyone starts as we just meet you, so I can only judge your abilities from when you like entered the group or something, right?
Oh, of course.
So I meet you.
Everyone has
right, and we're meditating together.
I don't need your resume. Just say hello.
No, this is my point. I'm going to make the cool point. So you give someone the ability to have the safe, sacred space, and you just respect it. That's all. You respect it, and you love it. You guide it, and you let people work their shit out, and boom. Right? All of a sudden, she's doing talks and healings. Robert's doing shout outs, by the way, the Golden Lanterns in the house, higher frequency. He pops out and he's doing and you're like, this is what's happening. We're creating an environment where it's okay to do what you are, but it's hard to do it over there, right in front of your crowd, because you're the point of light, surrounded by everything convincing you to not be that you can't possibly.
You can't be that.
This is so nuts. What would make you think in a million years that you would be able to do that? And it's like, well, I can do that. Right. And it's like, no, you but come on, that's the stupidest idea I ever heard. Right. So we're surrounded by that nonsense all day, all night.
Now it's done. Now it's broken. It's like broken forever.
But now. It's almost since this is it's so weird. This is a weird one. We're contracted on the other side to do all this. So everyone's playing a role for you as well as a role for themselves.
Oh, I get that.
And a role for others that come into their lives. So we're agreeing to this. So when you're surrounded and then I show up and it's actually meant to be that way. Of
course it's meant to
so
be.
It's meant to be a shock, but you already knew. But the human experience doesn't know.
No.
So it allows you to unleash. Right. I remember in X-Men when okay, hold on. When it was the one where Jean Grey has to save the day. And she walks out, and I think it was with Apocalypse. We watched this a bunch of times, and he goes, "Come on, Jean, unleash yourself, Jean, give the power." And he's screaming, and she just casually, because she's always trying. This is the problem. She just, and then she just walks through the air and just smacks the guy that no one can beat. That's you. That's Tiffany. That's all the sacred feminine. This is being allowed to happen, and you created an environment. Hold on. And then they grow into their flowers, create their own platforms, but we're all still family. But then the thing that you could never find to help you was one of them being unlocked. They rise, their flower grows, and then that's the rose or flower that helps you.
No, totally.
See, this is how it all starts to balance itself.
She changed everything. She changed everything in the course
Sitting
of
in your power, she'll knock your socks off. You do the same thing to,
But she did to me, and the point is
it's
that
just beautiful
I
to watch.
have a problem receiving. Like, I can give and give and give all day, but I do have a problem receiving when it comes to people wanting to give me. And I am working on that. I am. It's years of not feeling good enough, or not feeling deserving enough, or whatever it was. And I was fully in a mode. I was fully ready to receive the healing that she had to offer. And I think, had I not been in that state, I would have not received what I did. I mean, so much where it did shake me to my core. I mean, I was physically sick the next day, and she was physically sick the next day. So I hope I didn't make her sick by
Well, she said it wasn't you.
Well, I really hope not. But, I mean, and the fact that I put that together, because I said, Frank, there's something weird. I haven't felt like this. Frank said it a few months ago. I haven't felt this much in pain since I first
we've
got
been
injured.
like,
and that's how I felt. I haven't felt this type of pain since before I stopped working, because this is how I used to feel when I worked. That's why I had to stop working. And it scared me because, oh wow, in Dubai.
Shout outs to Dubai.
Shout out.
Now sending you positive vibes.
But I know it was healing on a cellular level, because I felt it lifting and dissipating, but it took a while. Like, even today I felt a little pain, but tonight I feel fine. So I knew it took a lot of water, and it took a lot of rest, and it took a very, very open heart to push through what I did. And then once we put that last puzzle piece in.
So this is submission.
saw
when we
happened.
talk about
I did
submitting
submit. I
this
even
is
submitted to the explanation.
It's not getting on your knees or going, okay,
no.
you win.
It was really
I submit.
wanting and expecting the best.
It's not tapping out.
It really was.
It's going, you know what? We just talked about this, right? I'm going to let you in, and you're going to let me work through this.
That's what I did for you, because I wanted you to learn what I knew. I let Frank in, but I don't let people in like that. You can't just.
Yeah, you gotta have your shields up.
And I did it for Tiffany, and it really paid off for me, because she was really able
but
to
it
get
was
in
the
there
moment was there. It was beautiful.
But it was beautiful. So if anyone needs a healing, I suggest you give her a call, or you message her, or find her. We can give her information too as well. But it was a life change, and I joke, because I do have a lot of life changing experiences, because life is life changing. Things that happen to you are life changing. But this truly did change my life. It gave me I almost felt like I found purpose again, because I think I was kind of getting lost in the motions. Like, we're waiting for a lot of things to happen. We have a lot of caretaking moving forward. And
Lexi, you're awesome. Me and you are warriors together. We'll smash everything if we have to. And we'll throw them right off a cliff, and then bungee off the cliff and get them at the bottom too.
Yeah, I think it was set up that way, because if I had gone down the path that was expected of me, I probably would have been married twice, and divorced twice with children. And not that that's wrong, but
Well,
I didn't want
here's
that.
an interesting concept.
I definitely
Wait,
would have.
we got to talk about that you were talking to me about, because it's hitting me. Like you said, everyone got mad at me, or I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like when I left to live my life, and I was like,
yeah, everyone was upset with me.
so I said, so everyone's telling you no, 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 but you always do this, 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 this,
Yeah.
this. How would you act in a situation if you had a genie and the genie didn't know it was a genie, right? And everyone wanted to have a genie and they found out you have the power. They always make you feel this high
Right.
while always making everything else this important, but
Right.
you'll never be that important, but yet you're the one that's bringing the stuff to the table,
Right.
because you're the battery generating.
Right.
So my man from Dubai asked a question to talk about being the only one in your family waking.
Yeah, it's hard.
And
It's
then
very hard.
being alone.
It's very hard. I was isolated and alone, and I never thought like that.
We all lost
like
everyone.
I said, if I would have went the way that they wanted me to go, I would have married to a Bronx guy who probably cheated on me, would have cheated on me, and had a gumata, and
That was so Italian of you.
it would have been, I probably would have had a nice house, but I would have had to ask for things, and I wouldn't have had the career I had, and I wouldn't have been able to take myself to the places
Gumata
I
is
did,
another woman,
and I wouldn't have been able to do what I did for myself. And I think that I always knew I was different, but I didn't understand why until I was much older, and I felt like a lot of time was wasted. We can't go back. We get that time back, but it's truly scary, because when you know who you think you are and everyone tells you you are not that, you tend to believe it, and you can get very caught up in it.
Oh, and then you look to someone that's doing it, air quotes,
Yeah, and I'm like,
and
if
you're
they're
like, what are
doing
you
it,
doing?
yeah, what are you doing?
What
How did you
do
get out?
differently?
Yeah, what did you do? Did
And
you?
why are
Does
you so
everyone?
special?
Does everyone hate you now?
What makes
and-
you so groovous?
Yeah, So I'm very happy that I was true to myself.
This is a
because-
fucking weird experience, life.
But it was. I
No,
thought I was gonna,
this whole life.
I did. I told you guys. I thought I was going to live a very lonely life. And I had no problem with that.
I had
because
given up on all women.
No. I did too. I gave up on
Dudes,
men too.
I'm just done with you too.
I said
I was like, I don't want.
I said I wasn't going to
talk to
cry
nobody.
anymore. I'm just going to be a single woman who has a good career, who makes her own money. I mean, I bought my own house. And then I gave it up for Frank. I had to take a leap of faith, and it paid off. And I couldn't imagine having any other life than the life I have now. And I was able to give myself everything. I mean, down to the medications and everything. I mean, I paid for all of my surgeries. I paid for everything for Paula. And even when I was in relationships, they were never fair. And I was always treated poorly, and I always had so much to offer.
Right.
So I couldn't understand why I was treated so poorly.
It's the goose that lays the golden fucking egg.
Yeah, everyone wants a piece of Paula.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't get that person's ego high, because then
Right.
if they get to the knowledge that
Right.
what they're doing is so much better than what everyone else is doing,
Right.
I'm fucked.
Right. But that's how
And that's like a subtle background thing that takes place in relationships
But you saw
across
it with
the fucking
you
board.
Saw it with my
What is your
friends.
value to me? Oh, you're valuable, and I
Yeah.
always want you here doing
Yeah.
stuff for me.
When Frank came into the equation,
like, oh,
everyone freaked out
fuck.
because everyone wanted their piece of Paula, and they knew if Frank came in, it was less of a piece of Paula.
Yeah,
for
you
them.
ain't getting a piece of her. It's mine. It's ours. You see how this works? Too many of you got your hand in the fucking pot. That's the problem. You ain't letting her grow.
I had best friends who
Across
wanted to
the
keep me
board.
to themselves. I had family members who wanted to keep me to themselves. It's like you can't.
They saw me. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like,
yeah,
"Oh no. What's up?" I am considered, like, think of me as her personal everything.
You're my human.
Right. So with that being said, what's up?
You're my human.
We're gonna start respecting people, or you're not gonna come around no more.
Right. People don't like that.
Because they know it got serious right away.
It's sad. It's sad because everyone who's on this journey, everyone that's listening to this, you know, you listen to.
I would say most of us are were lonely and hit that.
Oh, I think so too. You know, looking for some kind of normalcy or some kind of something.
We're all beginners in this.
Like-minded people. It was very hard in the beginning. It was very hard. Just talking about spirituality, you had to be afraid because we talk about Bitcoin. People didn't want to hear. People were whispering about it.
Check this out. When Paula and I came on the show, the first 2 times we talked about Bitcoin, I had 2 people threaten me. There were people like, "Oh, you're gonna believe in fake shit," and I'm like, "Do you have any clue what the show's about?" Right? Like it's all about psychedelics. So the Bitcoin was the fake thing that you picked out. You could have said any story you tell.
You lied about,
can't be
lied about meeting Ra.
Fake.
Or Lucifer.
Fake.
Fake.
I'm like, I'm telling you, I smoked DMT with Sergio, and they gave me a fucking crash course in economics.
Or a reptilian ran through the kitchen.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
The black goo tentacle looked like a giant black goo right in his mouth and threw him to the floor. The thing that grabbed Christy and threw up against the door. The Biru when we were in PA. I mean, come on, it just goes and goes and goes. The fucking mantis standing here, the space gorilla, the midget ET that turns out to have the most grand voice.
Not any of that. The frog. What about the frog that was trying to get my attention?
I mean, on and on. The giant tiger in the bedroom. Giant tiger in the bedroom. Wow. In the one bedroom in the Bronx. Did the tiger get out in the Bronx too? No. That's not what happened. We smoked this substance of life. And we had more life.
Well, what about when we were fish?
It just this will go abductions across the board. 15 babies on a sip of ayahuasca trying to play the fucking game with the mother herself. We could just go and go and go with this.
Whatever, it's fine. But you know, you don't make this shit up. I mean, like Frank is like, when are we experts? I was like, we haven't hit 100. What is it? 100 exorcisms.
Yeah. When I'm playing Spider-Man, it'll say like 1 of 5 backpacks found, right? If we do 1 of 5 exorcisms, then you gain the eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, we get the patch.
And we can now float through Dimension X.
What do you call it? What would it be called? We're watching Ink Master on CBS now. So what would it be called? Oh, that's a sugar pop. What would it be? Demon Master? Or Shaman Master? What would that be?
Masters of Alchemy.
Whatever. Anyway, but that's it.
You're so aggressive. Jesus.
If you need to get a healing, you have to talk to Tiffany. And if you can find her in the chat, you can find her in the Fearless group. So join the group. You can find her on Facebook. And it was just a truly beautiful and
all right, so standing in that,
I mean, it shocked me. I did not expect, like, I was expecting to feel better. I was expecting, I did have expectations, but she blew all of it out of the water. I was not expecting a life-changing experience. I was not expecting to close contracts from when I was 5. I was not expecting to heal from things that happened in childhood. I was not expecting to heal from past relationships. I was not expecting to learn that you are the best thing for me. I knew that, but I was not expecting to know that things are going the way they're supposed to go for the 2 of us.
Look, we feel the way we feel, and then there's your internal, external doubt systems. However,
I had no doubt about that.
But I mean, then as you're going along your path, your journey, everything's moving forward. So somebody recognizes it, and it's like truth, and you get hit with it, and you're like, yeah, that is truth. It just makes the substance of the foundation so much fucking stronger.
It did. And
so it's like yeah, man, you're doing a good job.
It was
that feels great when someone says that.
It was so many things. Like I really wasn't. Like I said, I did have expectations, but I was not expecting nearly what happened. I mean, I was not expecting to piece it together for 3 hours after. I mean, the last time I got a Reiki healing, I think I went for a pedicure after. And I drank a lot of water. I was not expecting to to piece together my life for 3 hours. I was not expecting to close contracts. I was not expecting to feel physically ill the next day. I was not expecting to wake up and see myself as a different person. That I was not expecting. So all of those things were beautiful, and they were because of her specifically. I can't say anything otherwise, because it was specifically because of her. And that's a beautiful thing, to be able to say thank you to someone who helped you with things that you didn't even know you needed help with. To release all of that guilt and sorrow and grief, and release burdens that you were carrying that you didn't realize weren't yours. That's a beautiful thing. How do you say thank you to someone like that? How do you say thank you at all? Like,
you live the life now. Live free.
I am.
That's how you repay it.
I am. It's new eyes now.
Love life.
Yeah.
Be more aware. That's the thanks.
Absolutely.
The thanks is this is what I said in the very beginning with the reptilians. Oh, we should be friends. We get so much work done in this world, and we could do so much. This is great. They were like, no, fuck off. And then I saw what we were, and I was like, oh,
that's
and they're like, oh, you get another one of you's on the playing field. And I'm like, oh no, I need another one up here. And then boom, you show up, right? Oh, we need another one. Then this boom, boom, boom.
They all show up.
Now I'm like, oh, now we don't.
Yeah, but that's the fearless
we can do
family.
anything.
If you think about it, now they're scattered all over the world, right? They're all.
But that's the idea. It's a heist.
We're a small group, and I keep explaining to Frank that the numbers are going to get bigger, but they're not going to get bigger until we move, because I have a hedge of protection around. So because everything that's happening here. Oh, you deserve it, Paula. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was truly a beautiful, just a beautiful experience. I just don't have enough to say about it. Like, I don't have enough to say. I really don't. I'm still processing some of it, but to get someone that doesn't know you to understand you in such a short period of time without having to say much is a remarkable thing. And to get someone to understand the amount of loss or the amount of grief or the amount of anything that you felt, because everyone puts their own opinions on what you say and what you do. So to get someone else to understand that and then be able to find a way to heal you from it is a beautiful and bold thing. And really, I thank you. I don't know what else to say. The only thing I can do to thank you is to tell as many people as I know about my experience, hoping that they have an experience that would be similar.
Word of mouth is the best way to go with all this.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I can do. All I can do is be honest and tell people about my experience and hope that they have a similar experience. Now, they may not, because I am open.
I was literally gonna just say, you got to do a little bit of your own work out there, and then as you chip away, someone like Tiffany could come in, and where you're stuck, like, say you could get the door open this much, but we're this big, and you're trying to squeeze through. She could go, oh look, the thing's on the other side, blip, and then it just swings open.
Because I'm not guaranteeing that she's not
going to change your life unless you want your life.
Yeah, unless you want your life
is being worked on, and you're ready. Because even with ayahuasca, she could show you all day long, but if you choose not to,
I know,
then you're not.
I talk to her all the time. I haven't had Aya. I don't remember. I think it was 2018 the last time I drank Aya.
The sacred feminine literally is Aya.
But this is what I'm
like
saying.
Your higher self and Aya are like the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's all the same thing.
Yes.
At that level, as you go up, it just goes to the one. And you're the rep.
I know.
Right? Like every time you guys hear like stuff like the Virgin Mother and stuff like weird things like that, or the goddess, or
no, truly.
This is relevant on a level,
on so many levels.
When you said, I'm a fucking deity walking around this planet, enough already. I was like, yo, she fucking means this. I had to back up a moment and be like, whoa, like the energy rippled through the house. Like, all right, look, when you're in, all right, this is so important. When you're in that realization, humbly, but with, you just know.
Oh, there was no humility
Okay,
there. I was
you are going to
yeah.
manifest
Oh,
things
yeah, yeah.
quicker now.
Oh, I know.
Now that the portal, this is it. Like,
I
there's
know.
no going back
And it's
now.
funny
So
because
this portal closes, you still
Yeah.
manifest faster.
I knew spring was tied to it because I knew the end of the winter was coming, and I thought that was part of the purge because the season was ending.
Mhm.
But I had no idea, and I wasn't even aware of the timing, so I had no idea. But
It's
it
hard to be
definitely
aware
was
of it all.
tied
Even
to
like me
spring.
seeing everything, I still
No,
can't be.
even for
I
us,
just
like
look at it and go, okay, whatever, next.
even for us, like we were, you know, we had discussed this on shows before. We're trying to determine whether or not we're buying a house or we need to do something. We need more room. So I don't know if it's, moving or buying something or having something, but we can't really do anything yet. But we know. Oh, Christy, thank you, Christy. We love you. We haven't we love you, Christy. We haven't heard from her in such a long time. Christy, we love you. So like
I
we're kind of
love
like
my sister.
trying to figure out what the next step is for us. So we went to look at some properties,
Oh boy, yeah.
just property, not houses, just lots, like where we want to live. If we're thinking about whether or not that's something we should do, we're not sure. And we picked a day and we said we had a couple of properties we're going to look at. We're just going to drive. We weren't going to tell anyone. We're just going to go, the two of us.
Just do it.
And we just did it. And it was not what we were expecting at all. Like, didn't love anything. Didn't love the area. Didn't love, like, just did not. And, I didn't push it. But I got a little upset because I was like, okay, does this mean the universe wants us to stay here longer? Like, we're busting at the seams here. Like, I can't. Now we're starting to pack up stuff and put it in Frank's mom's garage because now we're just out of room. And what do we do? And it was so funny, and the universe was almost like just putting everything on hold. Like, you're in a holding pattern right now. You're not holding from living. You're still living, but you're not going anywhere yet. And Frank had mentioned it to his mom, and his mom was like, why didn't you tell me? I would have come with you, and we could have did this together. And he was like, no, it was something we needed to do on our own, and it's okay because now we've decided we're not doing anything for this short time. We're not.
I don't want
doing
no one
anything.
with me.
We're not doing anything.
I want to go look around,
right, and see what I like,
and see what area
without
goes like this. Hi guys.
This is where you're supposed to be, and
The only way you're gonna know that is to get out there and do
yeah,
it.
and you're not. That is the only way. Like, I know Jenny Miller. She's one of the fearless people. She's in the group. She had posted something on Facebook about where to move next, and I read it, but I read it so quickly I don't remember where. I think she's in. I don't remember where she is. And
North Carolina.
it's North Carolina. I think, why do I keep saying Maryland? It's North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the fact that she was open to all these ideas. And then Frank said to me, honestly, one night, he said, how would you feel about widening the search and going wherever the universe calls us?
Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but
We don't know.
I'm not going to any.
No.
All the places we saw.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not moving from here.
Right.
Paying all that money to go to someplace that looks like here.
Right. Someplace that looks like here. And now we just have more property.
I was going, how is there 7 acres here?
The
And my
houses
father's
weren't-
like, it's in the back probably. And I'm like, you see what the front looks like? I didn't come all the way out
Right.
here to look at this. Like, it was
Right.
just awkward. I'm like, I keep saying this over and over. With the choices and the people that have been making around us with their personal decisions in life, and we know what that means, right? And we're in that moment where people are choosing to go ahead and go back and do everything. I've been shown over and over. It's going to be me and you and our cats, almost like this place is its own spaceship, the Starship.
Right.
We are going to go. And they're like, you guys aren't going to be here.
Yeah,
and I'm
just
like,
gonna
what
be a
does that mean?
calling.
I'm going to
Yeah.
die. And you're not going to die. You're not
Yeah.
going to be here. What does here mean? And they're like, it's not here.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't. And they're like, don't worry about it.
They're not telling us,
'Cause
so we're not.
Della
not
had
really
asked me a
gonna-
question yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything anymore. We're in the static. I could
No.
see.
I'm not seeing it either. I can't see anything.
I could see me and all the things I have to work on. Only.
So we put it in the vortex. We're like, let the universe, let the house find us.
Now it's time for magic to occur.
The house has to find. So I've been putting a whole bunch of shit in the vortex.
I got a couple of things in there too.
I put a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm like, we need a.
We've been all right. So check it out. We've been watching videos on how to garden.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, not just garden. It's like a little bit more superior than
it's
your
like
basic
urban gardening and using Korean gardening methods, and
it's just so interesting how to build a catio, how to build raised beds, how to, like, I'm in the Bronx, so to you it might be funny. What do you mean raised bed? I do this all day long. It's so stupid. No, for me, it's the newest thing ever, but it's always been there. But what are you gonna do? I got all cement out here. I can't do anything here. So
we use pots. We use
My point is we're like
getting
everything into position.
Yeah, we've been dropping stuff in the vortex.
Like, what does it look like on an acre? On a tenth of an acre.
We saw that. Yeah, it was really cool. We could do
on
that.
a half an acre.
Yeah.
Like, what does this look like? How many hours do you have to put in to have 2 chickens? Just 2. Right. If you want 2 eventually, and then look and see. Do you want animals, or do you just want the space? Because I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do retreats and stuff, but the property itself is a retreat for me. I want to be able to walk out there, probably with my dogs, and I don't have them yet.
They're in the vortex.
And then just walk out, and then I don't know what happens.
We don't know.
I have to tell you, I don't know if I talked about this on the show. I don't think I did. Oh shit! Hold on.
What is that? Is that
That's the
tea kettle? Okay.
My tea.
Yeah. So we're just leaving it. We're not leaving it up to the universe, but we're being a lot more open about our searches, and we're not shooting any ideas down. We're taking our time. We have stopped putting these restrictions up, and now we're a lot more open to a lot more ideas than we were before.
We looked at $1 million homes, and my mother's like, "What are you doing?" I go, "I haven't seen one thing I like yet."
We're trying to get perspective. We're trying to figure out, we were looking
and the stuff we did like that, it kind of brought the price down here. It was in a place where the taxes were so high that you'd go,
we didn't even like those houses. We saw,
well, there were pieces we liked.
Saw 3 houses. One for 3 million, one for 7 million, one for 8 million, and there were things that needed.
I go, everything needs to be worked on. Why would I spend that fucking money to have to fix the whole thing?
Well, we're not buying an $8 million.
No, I was being.
But the idea
trying
is
to be relevant.
We couldn't even find something we liked when we took all the parameters off.
Yeah.
Like
just open it up. Let's see what you got.
Now you're fantasizing. Go. And even that we didn't like. So and then we were looking at each other and we're like, the universe has something better. The universe is keeping it.
Well, they were laughing. They were saying, as long as you guys don't get angry, because we didn't get angry. We were kind of shocked.
You got
angry? I didn't get angry.
I got very, to be honest,
depressed because you couldn't believe it is one thing. You're like, that kind of sucked.
No, I think what happened to me was, it's getting warm in here now. I think what happened to me was, now I'm the one that keeps the faith. I keep that faith light charged. Like, anytime Frank lacks or Frank falters, I'm like, Frank, it's going to happen. Like, things are going to happen the way we need them to happen. When something needs to get done, there's always a way it gets done. And I was starting to waver. And at one point, I lost my shit hard. And I was like, we're going to live in this fucking apartment for the rest of our lives. And like, how are we going to do this? And then I wanted to give up completely. And then I hated everyone. Like, I wanted me and Oscar to just go to a hotel. Like, and I didn't even mean it. Like, that's just, I was feeling so defeated and so broken, and I don't even know why. And so, like, it's never going to be us, one of those, like a pity party going on. And then I quickly pulled myself out of that, and I was like, what is wrong with you? You know so much better than that. Like, you know better than that. And then we were very honest when we went looking, and we were like, we didn't like anything. Maybe we'll try a new approach. Maybe we won't, but whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. What are you laughing?
I'll get you one my next trip in. Oh, I love you so much. That was great.
That's funny.
Look, it's not even just like a homestead. I want
like it's not,
I want
it's
like
not
newer
even that
stuff
we were
put into like I don't know, a zero carbon environment.
We're
thing.
actually watching videos on this guy that's homesteading. There's two families that are
There's a couple of
homesteading,
things about it I really like,
and a couple of things we don't. You know,
at
we're
all.
thinking like we're putting our injuries in. We have
Like,
to factor
I have
in
a
our
bad
injuries.
back
Like,
and neck.
Frank is injured and I have a disability. So together we get things done, but it's like what one person would get done. And
it can't
time.
be anything massive.
Right. Like, Frank played with my nephew today, and his neck and back are hurting.
It's killing
me.
me.
Know, and they were just, playing in the yard, and he can't move. So we
like, what is a rough winter like?
Yeah.
Or what is like, if you have to pick 100 radish plants or potato bags,
right.
can you
so,
do 100
so
or is 5
yeah,
enough?
So we're trying to weigh
Like,
all that out. We're trying to figure out if we can do that on a very small scale. So what we're going to do is, wherever we end up, we're going to start very small
and build
and
out.
We're going to see how it works, and then we're going to build out, because that's why we wanted the acres, so we could decide whether or not we wanted to sell them eventually, or lease them,
or do tiny houses on them,
or
stuff like
whatever. That. Because we the homesteading videos are great. I mean, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. The people they look so happy because they're living this way. But we really have to be realistic. I mean, I am a person with a disability. I did have to stop working because of my disability. So, we're trying to be realistic at the same time. We're trying to figure out, can we do something like that on a very small scale? Maybe it wouldn't subsidize everything, but it would help in a certain way. Like, we're trying to figure
Here's
all
something.
that out.
Look, check it out. So the USDA, if you could have land that you could grow on, it's 1/10 of the property of the acre.
1/10 of an acre,
right?
Yeah.
So you get in with them with that, and you show them that it could go like farm to table almost. Don't quote me exactly. I used to work for the USDA. So you show them that you could sell this stuff, but even if you don't sell it, and you can get the loan, it's a loan from them on the lowest percent to get everything that you would need. Then there's a tax break that's fucking insane.
No, it is, but we have to see.
It's up to $10,000 for the 10th of an acre. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was reading the whole thing.
Oh no, I know.
So depending on.
Yeah, we have to see what's gonna work.
No, I'm just talking for them. Like, what if somebody
else
wants to know?
No. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you can then sell and give, like, there's a lot of things you could do. All the restaurants locally come to you.
They're telling you how to clear your land. Like, you don't use a bulldozer, you use goats or pigs, or, I mean, it's fascinating, the information that they have, and and how everyone.
I watched 2 guys clean an area that you'd have been like, that's impossible to clear, using a lawnmower
and pigs.
And then I went, oh shit, that's it.
It was truly.
I can do that.
It was truly and you can lease goats. Like, you can lease.
You could bring goats in. And then
have
them ravage sections of your grass.
So wild. Yeah. So
and then the shepherd takes them area to area.
There are so many options. So these are all.
I've never seen so many men happy about poop.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They were like, the goat poop's good, rabbit poop's the best for some reason.
And grass seed.
And how not to add too much shit. It'll start composting.
Right.
But you add the right amount, and in this area, it'll compost,
It
and
was-
this is what it'll occur.
It's amazing. So
I didn't know about. I knew, but I don't know.
No,
She
so-
kind of knows
but,
more than
but
this.
we ended up learning a lot. So we're trying to wait. So basically, we're gathering information and we're trying to figure out what may or may not work. But we're putting all of it in the vortex. So we're hoping like something is.
Well,
gonna come out
instead
of
of
it.
with manifestation, knowing what you don't like in
Oh, yeah,
advance,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not focusing on it, right? So I'm watching things and I'm
Yeah.
going, no, I like that. Oh,
Yeah.
that looks good. That looks good. So then I'll just say out of like every few things, well, no, I don't, that's not part of it, but I don't harp on it. So I keep
Right.
moving. So then it's like the manifestation's drawing to me.
Right.
But if I was harping on the, like, well, if you spend too much time on the things I don't like, well, I don't like dirt. I don't like, and
I'll live in a condo.
it needs
Yeah.
to be like
Yeah,
if you
no,
start
we don't
from
have
that
room.
perspective, it's very difficult to get it done unless you're just. I mean, I'm talking for manifestation. If you have cash, you could just literally go buy whatever the fuck you want. But for a person that wants to manifest what they want, you got to have like, all right, I know that like I don't want 20-foot ceilings. Well, why?
Right.
Because Paula and I are not fucking Anunnaki.
No, we're not tall.
Right.
So that's
And
the
if
way
my
it's
cat goes up there, I can't reach the cat.
right. We want to live in a realistic house.
Right. So
yeah.
it's got to be
Realistic for
Hobbit
us.
sized.
Yeah, realistic for us.
It's got to be somewhere between dwarf and Hobbit from the movies, though.
It's it's got to be something that we can call home. Like
2 inches shorter will make everyone more comfortable.
Oh, yeah,
Same size
definitely.
height
oh yeah,
ceilings
no,
as this.
totally. And I mean, it has to be cost
But
effective.
as you're doing that, it's all positive. It's like what you like.
Yeah, we don't want high end. Yeah,
You're
we
not
don't-
even
we're not
going.
looking for high end.
See, as you say it, look, I don't even want high end set. It's already falling off.
Yeah, because it's.
But
it's
what
not
what do you like? Well, the paint will look dope.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
build stuff with the cats from the
Yeah.
stuff on the property. Oh, right.
Yeah.
But that's the manifestation
Right.
for us. That's how it works. So I have this here, and
You did that years ago.
so it's an ankh, right? And then inside the ankh is the house we've always talked about.
We did that years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
Me and you and some family members.
Mhm.
A little thing that says the fearless family. It says superpowers, transformation, and a whole bunch of other stuff in here. And it's to
Yeah.
give birth out of the ankh,
Right.
and it's all the stuff we're talking about now.
Yeah, and you
Right?
did that years ago.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you want to years ago, we were still in density too
Right.
hard. Like we're like anchoring to source, and then like a crank, we're being pulled up into the higher realm, and those that aren't going kind of floof away. So what do you want out of that? At that experience? Come on, it's what the show's about and everything about.
Right.
What do you want out of this? You're the light being. You came here. How do you choose to help you and then help the planet? Because that's what we're here to do. How to change the situation. Even if you just change your own situation, you change the situation. But I know we all have one of these in our head. Well, I would really like this. But if you go, if I wish in one hand and shit in the other, and we go back to the old 3D model, you'll never get it. But when it comes to your personal, this is the stuff we've been working on for years. We're heading towards it. We anchored to the light and said, I need a little property, a little more love, a little superpowers, some more cats,
But that's
friends and family.
It's not
people you can trust, love,
right.
spaceships,
that's
UFOs.
It's just time. And I'm worth it and he's worth it. And we have to remember that. Like, this is a logical next step. It's just a logical next step, and it's gonna have to happen. And I can't force that. I can't make it happen before it's supposed to happen. But I can't sit on my ass and just wish it into existence either. So
we talked about this in the earliest shows. Magic and manifestation is movement plus intention.
Sure.
Right. So it's like I think about it. And then what? It's like, well, I don't know how to take the thought further. And then it's like, this is how they would tell it to me because I'm right here, the sidewalk. They go outside, go for a walk. And I'm like, I don't want to go for a walk. I'm fucking feeling fat today. No, go for a walk. And then I'm like, I go for a walk and I'm like, And then as soon as I warm up,
Right.
the new idea comes in, and
Right.
you're like, oh, so you put your feet to the beat, to the rhythm of the
Right.
thought process.
But that's what happened with the healing. So because I cleared out so much stuff, it left room for me to fill myself up with love. And when you fill yourself up with love, you're so light that there's no room for doubt. There's no room for fear. There's no room for any of those lower density feelings because they can't be there.
So I'm going to translate in for she was Swiss cheese once all this stuff was removed, holy, then was able to fill with more light, giving you the ability to do all the things you're speaking of.
But because there's no room for anything else, I won't let that other stuff in. I worked too hard to get where I was to be afraid now. Do you know what I mean? Right before it's going to get really good. I mean, not that it's not good now. I don't mean that. But right before it's going to get really good, I'm going to fear myself into a spiral.
No, we're still being pulled back. We're still we haven't launched forward
but I'm
yet.
not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. It could very easily happen. You know, I mean, it could very easily happen. You know, everyone's like doing the whole marriage thing again, and
are we going to slip back into 3D tendencies?
Are we slipping back into Yeah, it's like it's not necessary. It's like, what do I have to have a pact in order for it to be real? Like,
can't we go back to? And it's funny, I'm going to say this. Can't we just cut our hands and shake?
Yeah, like
no, AIDS, COVID, can't do it.
I'm not paying for people to eat dinner. I need a forever home. Like,
yeah, the money it would cost and it cost others.
You know, it's ridiculous. Just
y'all should just give us the money. Yeah. Give us that money. And you should all say this to whoever at that moment. You ready for this? I'm going to give sound financial advice, but I'm not in any way a financial advisor, and you should not take advice from me if you feel you shouldn't. But you just give me the fucking money. I'll drop it into Bitcoin, and in 6 weeks, I'll flip it. I'll give you back your money in Bitcoin. I'll keep the other half, and then we'll both get wealthy. Listen, the party could be at our fucking place.
I told
when
you
we
that.
fucking when Bitcoin hits like fucking 200,000.
I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not having a party so everyone could have dinner. I'm not doing it.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't want to. I don't even want to.
I just meant a Bitcoin party.
I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it because it's so stupid.
What? Oh, the ritual of marriage and the whole process of spending all this money for other people to come and eat. It's like, listen. It's like Bruce Wayne. Y'all come here, drink my liquor, right? Eat my food. You're all a bunch of fuck. No, see, it's done wrong, because then you start to be like, well, I deserve that, and you go to get it, and then like, I deserve the toaster, and you give it to me. It becomes this weird Christmas morning for the kid that really didn't earn it. It's just like society's kind of throwing it out there. It's weird. It's this weird thing that goes on with.
It really is.
And I'm not hurting.
If Frank and I would have.
If you're married, I'm not snapping.
We're not, but we're saying in our unique.
Imagine if you saved that money and just said, "Yeah, we're married."
In our unique and particular situation, if we were legally married, life would be so much easier for us in everyone else's eyes. Now, with that being said, because I know this will never happen, because if I will be damned before I spend money so people could have dinner before I'm in my forever home.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me. I'm going to be 50 years old next year. Are you fucking kidding? I'm squeezing this into a dress. Like, I don't even want to wear a bra anymore. I wear a sports bra now. Like, this is ridiculous. We
were yelling,
to me.
And then I said my dad had called me. And
oh
then
my
I was
God.
like, listen to this shit, right? So one's got one house, everything's got the works. He's all living the fucking dream.
Yeah.
Right? The other one, wait a second, she's got two houses. How the fuck she get two houses? She's got two. Wait. She's got two. The other one somehow has one giant one and can't afford to furnish it. And Paul and I are busting at the seams. And then, okay, well, we're going to be fucking 50, right? Well, we're gonna do 30 years on a mortgage. And then my dad goes, oh, all right, hold on a second. I hear your story and I feel your pain.
We didn't mean it that way, Pop.
But I'm 68 years old. I just got a 30-year mortgage. And I go, this isn't about you, man. It's about me, motherfucker.
We didn't mean it that way. We meant realistically. Like, I mean, come on. Come on.
I'm not trying to shortchange you, bro. It's about me.
Yeah, it's about us. Like, come on. We'll get married in our empty house and then we can charge at the door.
We'll get the house and then we'll throw the fucking party there.
Or if we have
we'll just have a party. All right. Ellen.
Oh, Ellen's
El General.
El General will have to play.
El General is going to be helping me plan the party. However, when I first told her about the party, she was like, I don't think I could go to this party. I'm like, yeah, well, you can't go to this party.
We're not going to be passing out ayahuasca.
So I said, imagine, and it was just a thought, right? We get everyone from the FearLess family. We get like 200 fucking people show up, right? Right on the fucking property.
That's a good party, though. That's not a wedding. That's a good.
No. Check it out.
That's amazing.
And then who are we gonna hire?
That's Frankie Fest.
Who are we gonna hire?
Desert Dwellers.
We were gonna hire Desert Dwellers to fucking show up and perform for 200 of us. Bitcoin fucking party, right? We'd be able to afford having them come. It would be a different rate. Paying them in Bitcoin after this. We have the after the collapse of society. We're in our new place. So I'm like, think about it. We could just eat mushrooms. People could drink ayahuasca and smoke Deity. She goes, all right, hold up. I don't think drinking ayahuasca is appropriate. And I was like, all right, whatever. She goes, I don't think we could go to this party. I'm like, it didn't happen yet.
It's a fantasy. You just killed it.
But the Desert Dwellers will be there and all of us will be there and we could party on the property.
But that sounds like a good party. That's not a wedding. That's not what we're...
What wedding?
I'm
not having a wedding. It's just come to the house and party.
But that's what we were talking about.
It shouldn't matter if we're getting mad. We're together. People just, are you sure this is what you want? Because you're going to get together for a long time. You sure you want to get a house? It's like, no, we want to drown in a 1-bedroom. You sure you want to get the house? It's a big responsibility.
We decided to rescue 14 cats because we're going to break up.
It's time.
We're going to split the last cat in half when that happens.
Nobody's going anywhere, right? Unless someone gets taken out by the hand of
come on,
some Anunnaki.
Are you kidding me? Like I'm dying. I'm dying here. I'm dying. We have boxes now.
Okay,
so
everyone
we're packing up.
Earns, deserves, but you got to go and help you so you can manifest the stuff that you need. Once you start putting your good feet forward into this process and stop doubting every 30 seconds and just let shit play out. Okay. And you watch it and you'll go, wow, I've been manifesting hand over fist. Like you start to realize it, you start to recognize it. Once you recognize it once, the second time it gets easier to recognize and you remember how you got there.
Right. I tell my sister that all the time. Listen for the clues and look for the breadcrumbs.
And then be thankful you found them. Oh, I'm so thankful I saw that.
They're always there. They're always there. She can tell you one story that will tie this all together. They're all there. So you just have to open your eyes and look. And you know what? Maybe we have to widen the search, suspend it, whatever it is we have to do it and let the universe help more. Because now it's it's like, I don't want to say it's out of our hands, but where we're going and what we're seeing is not what we're expecting. So I have a feeling that this whole thing is going to be going a different direction. And we just have to be ready. Once again,
everything we thought we knew.
Yeah, I think
we don't know nothing.
No, and I think we have to be ready for
what's preparing for exactly what we need.
Yeah, something's happening, and I think everyone is feeling it, and especially
I've watched so many of them, and I mean the FearLess family members get up and do stuff and move and do things. I think
they're realizing something's happening.
Like everyone's moving into. All right, so what if it was your duty to anchor the light contractually to source? Like, I'm going to go there and do that. I'm going to go to this area, even though there's no one there, and I'm down there, and I'm going to anchor it. And then when I'm done, I got this. Okay. When I'm done, you'll let me know. And it doesn't mean I die and you take me off the charts. I anchored the energy here. It's permanent.
Right.
That's why Paula goes, when we leave, the love goes with us. I'm like, not here. I know what you mean. Somebody, you could get a whole group of
It's
assholes up
sad.
in here.
It's
No,
sad.
but we anchored. Our anchor is permanent here.
Yes.
We took the ley line. It's not going back to be dark, at least for 1,000 years. Right. Well, we're in New York. It could be the last one on the list. No, I don't think they get it back.
As we drive away from here, don't you feel lighter?
If you were anchored, if your job was to come here, from here to here, anchor, lock it in, and then it took, let's say, 5 years to be in this place in the Bronx for us to do it, and then it's locked in.
Right
now, source pulls and it's going up, and then they're like, okay, you could bounce. You don't need to be there no more.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I agree with you.
So we're moving into those new positions where I think it's all, I want to say it's already set up. We've talked about this, being in the house, working on the house, on the property, but this was with you guys. The Fearless family was there. There was moments where I walk into a room and Nick Zervos was painting a wall in there, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, how's it? You're up. It's kind of early for you."
I totally
and
think
Paula was running in it looked like a mini farm.
Oh, this was your
yeah, like I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then there were people drinking ayahuasca with me out on this area of the home.
But it totally could be. Why couldn't it be? I mean, it could be anything. Why not?
Well, this is what I'm saying now. It's gonna we'll tie it into everything else. So we want to make things happen. And one of the last shows, I said this: how do you make something like this happen? You want the land, you want the property, you want the people that are cool, and you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? What's your psychedelic plan to have the money to get that shit done? The answer is Bitcoin. I'm just going to throw it out there. The answer is also silver. So as you are being pulled back in the slingshot and you start building, you get rid of all the things you don't need, and then you start bringing in the things you do. And you prepare for launch. You don't know how it's going to go, right? We said this at 1,200. I talked about it at 800. I couldn't pull the trigger till 12.
You're 100% right, because Tiffany commented on what she was trying to tell me. It's up there. She did. She said, what I think is going to happen and what is going to happen are two different things. And I think that's what I was coming to terms with right before this healing. That's when I had the
but I think that means it's going to be better.
But I realize that now too, because I kind of like shut down. And then when we actually went to see properties, I was like, no, I don't think it's going in the direction I think it's going in. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit.
It weirded me. I said, whoa, this is a whole area. Like we're limited with what we want to do.
I know that. And I think that's that is what she meant, but that's what's happening.
But I'm okay with it. And
I'm trying to be open to that. Like, this is what I need to be open to. I can't be afraid of it.
I'm going to tell you the only thing, and people, everybody that comes here recently has been worried about how I'm going to deal with the change. And I'm the one going, yo, ain't nobody else want a secret room in the basement? Nobody else want a fucking hiding spot in the house, like some Addams Family shit? Nobody wants to be able to walk back in the backyard and be able to start shooting a crossbow or something. Like, I want to live, man. Right? Like, I'm excited. Right? If
I would be excited too.
What if we move somewhere where weed's legal, like all the time? You just come over, bro. I'll have rows, and we'll go sit in the fucking patches. And I was looking at James Belushi, the brother that's alive. Yeah, he owns a weed farm. Right? He's wearing a fucking cowboy hat. And he's just sitting with.
Doesn't Mike Tyson also?
The fuck yes,
I'm telling you,
yes.
Mike Tyson is in the vortex, and not because I put him there, but I think we're gonna. I have a feel. It's so strange. I have a feeling he's gonna drink Aya like with us. Like, I don't know when. It might not happen for 10 years. I don't know, but I have a feeling it's something that's gonna happen because I didn't put him in there, or maybe I did put him in there, but I don't think I did. I think there's a calling, and it's so funny because
you don't want to do something like that on a small scale, like small.
I totally would be down for that. That's totally fine with me.
And he's got way more weed than that. That's just for fun.
But this is.
No, I know. I'm just teasing. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
I'm good. Yeah.
I want to be able to self-sustain my whatever the fuck I want. How's that sound?
There's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful. but I think Mike Tyson is in there somewhere. And
Yeah,
I
no
think it's
doubt.
weird. It's just
Oh,
very
sorry.
strange. Sorry, I know, but it's very strange because he's tied to this in some way. Not this, not the moving, but that what happens after. And it's very straight. I don't know why I keep saying that. It just sounds ridiculous.
Well, one of the things, we talked about, and I was shown this, maybe others had seen this, and we've talked about it, is that we somehow move into a teaching position that's different, bigger. Like people are called to task due to things occurring.
I can
That
see
was
that.
so like economically, politically,
I can see that.
spiritually, things start falling apart. Things really get out of control, and then there's this bright light that starts making the up come back, and we're standing right there like, all right, you're not falling off the ledge, like, come on now,
Right.
walk it back.
Right.
And the way to do that is through being the example. So we might think that means one thing, but it's really something else, which turns into something we've never thought we could believe in, because our monkey minds don't work that way. It's like you can't see it, so it's hard for you to picture it.
But I think,
and then you feel I'm very humble when I had this thought.
But I think
of
she's
helping
right.
all
I
these
think
people.
Tiffany is completely right, and the other ladies are saying it too. I think it's going to be one thing. We're thinking one thing, and it's going to be totally another thing.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, because I said to Frank one night, like, I believe there are hundreds of thousands of ships just beyond our reach that we can't see. I think that our Space Force knows they're there, and they just don't want us to know they're there. And that's fine. And I said to him, if they were to come now and say, you don't even have 5 minutes, make a decision if you're coming. As long as the cats can come, I'm good. Like, beam us up. Like, I don't even need to pack, because
They'll just beam in what I need.
Right, because they'll already know what's important.
Frank likes the Juggernaut. Make sure Juggernaut comes.
Right. So I think
that's it. Let's go.
I think I did smudge my face. But anyway, I think it was that easy for me to make a decision about that, and that may never happen. But if it does happen, I'm ready. So why wouldn't I be ready if this was something completely different too? We don't know. We don't.
I
know
had
what's
always
happen.
felt that someone was going to ask us to do something in a this sounds so cheesy, because then it sounds like I'm coming from a weird position, but like, because it's not just owning property, it's like you become guardian. Like, the guardianship of this isn't really ownership, it's symbiotic living, but you do control the area, so you're responsible for it.
No,
and they're like, yo, I got all of this area and this spot, I need you to bring what you do here.
At this point, I have no idea.
Well, that's what I've seen that before, where it's like, yo, you just pick up and go, and then from there it becomes this whole other thing, and life changes.
I don't know. I'm ready,
because it's not going back.
No, we can't go back. You can't go back now.
No, there is no going back.
We don't fit, because the vibration, we keep raising our vibration. We can't go back.
I wouldn't want to go back.
There's no room to go back. It doesn't fit anymore. There's no, we can't go back. You can only keep going forward now. Okay.
And to get this effect we're talking about, I know everyone feels it because what we go through all the time, but you really want to do the work within yourself, the meditation and the whatever, workout, yoga, whatever you need to do, psychedelics, to get yourself into position to.
But this is what I'm saying. I've never had an experience like this. It was a healing
somewhat
done
of a control
remotely, and it impacted my life in such a very strong way. This is what I'm saying. She wasn't even in the room with me. Okay.
I gotta tell you a secret.
It was hardcore.
Can I tell you a secret? She's a deity too.
Oh
yeah, so it just makes things, of course. See, so for me, I get it. I'm looking at you. I work as ayahuasca's ambassador.
But this is what I'm saying.
I get it.
Cinderella is supposed to be living in the castle by the now.
I know. I know.
I'm not supposed to be cleaning chimneys still. This is the point. So, but
I always say what Paul and I don't. We didn't earn this. Now we don't deserve our happy place.
What do you want?
Which is what makes me stop talking about it in the circles that give me that issue.
I was taken out of the game. I can't physically work what am I supposed to do now? Yes, I'm a wonderful person, but okay, I'm ready. but the universe isn't ready
No,
yet.
it's funny because we still do like these little purges. It's
Oh,
like
all the
it always
time.
loops
You
back
have
to the
no
to
idea.
the first show
Now we're
talk
packing again. We're packing
where
again.
we're like, well, we just moved the boxes and
You don't even know. So because everyone's with us on this ride, so they're gonna know when it happens. Everyone's gonna know it happened.
Oh, I remember on episode 12 they were talking about this, and then
Right,
it's like
but this is
happening
what I'm
again now
saying.
in
So
a
now-
shorter.
So I think I said a couple of episodes ago we had to wait till we got our Chewy.com order because we have some boxes, and Frank brought some bins from his mom's house, so we can pack up stuff to bring to the garage. Because now the idea is we're packing up everything that we don't
If
need
you're not using it,
on a
what are you doing?
monthly, daily, monthly, weekly, monthly basis that we don't need to use, but we're bringing to the next place we live. So now that's what we're doing this week, because the next week is surgery and the next week we're on call. So also a goddess woman.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I am
heal and poop.
a healing home sanctuary to heal. But that's what I'm saying. I just want a place to poop in private for once, like so no one knows where I
There's
am.
gonna
or
be
what I'm
fucking
doing.
cats
I
everywhere.
know there's gonna have to
Don't
be a
even-
door. I know I had a door in my house. I had a door for the cats. But yes, Christy, we love you. We were just talking about you the other day. We were telling
I watched the video and you were on
some
Kill
people-
Tony.
Yeah,
Again,
that is
I was
so
like-
cool. That's amazing. I'm so glad that you're happy and your life is good.
Oh yeah, so for those of you that are curious, that's Christy's Shaman Christy that I talk about.
Yes. She's a
Yes, you
comedian.
could be Shaman Sugar Pop.
No. She's just a sugar pop.
She's just a Sugar
sweetheart.
Pop Tot.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was awesome. So I watched
Yeah,
you
so
on
I
there.
think it's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. But everyone's gonna know because you're on this ride with us. Like we're gonna be doing the show from wherever it is that we're living next. If it's the ship and they have YouTube, then that's where we're doing the show.
So I keep having this reoccurring dream, right? Where because I keep looking at people online because I'm pulling away and they're
That's
using
why
filters and it's like all weird stuff. And then I keep saying this over and over again. I'm going to be allowed to photo with ETs. So
take pictures?
yeah. And I told you I'm
okay.
going to rub their face and kiss them and stuff. But it comes out like I keep seeing it. It says, yo, is this filter working? And it's like me with one of them, just like.
The funny thing is,
and everyone's like, is that real or is Frank just being a dick? And then
No.
it just goes.
I never go back and watch the videos. Sometimes I watch the videos.
I'm going to sell that photograph
Frank-
as an NFT for
No.
36 million
You should, but
in Bitcoin
you should. But
or Ethereum.
oh, really? No.
They couldn't see it because it was
Oh,
under the Christie.
okay,
That's
good.
why I did that.
Sometimes I rewatch the videos. If Frank does it alone and I miss the show, I'll rewatch it. I'll watch it because sometimes I hear it when I'm sleeping. Like I hear it, but I'll rewatch it. But I usually don't rewatch it. But I was rewatching a video, like I said, before the show started. I don't even remember why now anymore. Cause I'm delirious now because I've been with children all day and I'm done.
See what children do to people?
So
just kidding.
no, I'm just tired now. So when I was watching the video, I don't know if that was a video where I told you something was here, some entity was here. In the video, when I was watching it, I saw something shoot across the back window. Point of light shot across. And I wanted to go back and watch it to see if that's really what I saw or if it was just light. But something was in the video. Now, you remember in the beginning, I had my nanny cam here.
Mhm.
We had
We had to shut it off.
we didn't even have the couch yet. We had your love seat from your apartment. It was right here. But the computer was on that side of the room. We had a nanny cam on. It wasn't even a security camera. It was literally a nanny cam. I bought it for when I had my Cocoa Puff. And so I could check on her at work. And it was picking up so much stuff that we had to shut it off because every time we watched the live feed,
You
we'd
could
see
just watch it.
all these orbs. And it wasn't 1 or 2 or 10. It was like 40 or 50 or 60. And then we had to shut the camera off because it was freaking me out. It was freaking me out in a good way, but it was also freaking me out because I felt like, oh, now I'm never alone. Like, and we only had 4 cats at that time. Yeah, I think we had 3 or 4 cats at that time. It was like easy. Um, not like now, but we had to stop using the camera because it was too scary.
I
Because
did mushrooms at
do you remember that?
my grandmother's, yeah, and because of shit like that,
Yeah,
I always know they're there. So I was
it was
having
too
a moment
scary.
and I screamed, ah, and then I just said,
I hit into it. It was the couple of shows ago. The entity was right here. It was touching my hair.
yeah, it knocked the skull down.
I know.
That's why I
know.
keep it over here now. I pull back the reality in front of me, like what we normally see, and then I went, and I just opened it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was sitting there. It looked like a fucking movie theater staring at me, and I was like, go fucking figure. And let me tell you something. Thank you for everybody for joining us for this show tonight. Like, I went into that whole thing and they just were like, and I go, oh, you didn't know I could do that. And I just close it. Like, I'm watching you now, watching me. It's the weirdest thing.
Well,
but you get used to it.
No, I'm good with it. I just don't like being frightened by it. Like,
who wrote the book? Do they watch you when you shower?
Oh, the Conchetta Bartholdi. She's a well-known psychic. Do dead people watch you shower? And the other one, do dead people walk their dogs? And it's all Q&A. And she is, I mean, you have to wait like 3 or 4 years for an appointment. We waited and I saw her and she said she was approached to do a television show, and she said absolutely not, because she would not water down her craft. And Frank and I feel the same way. Like, we don't, I mean, just Joe alone, if we would have videotaped just video Joe, forget about
Joe, we would have all been
forget about it.
Yeah, we would have been the news cycle for the next year and a half straight, every single day. That's how crazy it was.
It's not about that. And she's very good at what she does. And she said no. She said so she had to disable her security system in her house, because when she would do a reading, all of the entities and beings that were waiting to speak on the people's behalf would set the security cameras off, set the security alarms off, and they would be like waiting in her house till the next day. And she'd be like, look, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. I mean, it's scary shit. Like, I get scared too. Like, I understand you're very curious about human life. I understand you want to look in and peek in and pop in and every now and then. That's fine. But you can't scare me, because then you're not allowed to stay. Like the night you were sleeping. I was out here because I texted Ellen because I got scared. I was like, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. You were taking a nap. I was in the kitchen. I was washing the dishes. I turned over, you were standing in the kitchen, and then I turned over again and you were gone. And I said, oh, he probably went to the bathroom. So I went out to ask you if you wanted coffee, and you weren't there. And then I went into the bedroom and you were sleeping. I went, holy fuck, he was just standing here. And then I went back into the kitchen and I said, look, you're allowed to watch, you're allowed to stay, but you cannot scare me. You cannot do any harm. And I guess the agreement was okay, because then I was fine with it. And then I was like, Ellen, you're not gonna believe what happened to me. But because it's still amazing to me. I mean, it still happens. I mean, shit just floats around all the time, or shadows, or sometimes
when
I see
you get
phantom
in a shower
animals.
or a bath or a pool.
Oh, definitely the water does it. Definitely.
You're hypercharging.
Yeah, you get hyper connected. So when you're doing the dishes, it's the same thing. Your hands are in water. It's the same thing.
You're doing 10 times connection easily, because I'll see them. That's where do they watch me when I shower, because I could see you watching me in the shower,
right?
But they're not looking at
because they're interested in human life. Like, they have to take a shower, like they're thinking so many things while they're taking a shower.
I've asked the question over and over, and then you'll get cool with it, and then there'll be one like right here,
because they're interested
and then they'll just start talking.
What about the frog that was
look you right in the eye
face?
And it's like, dude, I'm washing my stuff right now. You watching
frog
me?
Was sitting right in front of me.
No.
I'm like, I'm watching Game of Thrones now.
You're making me uncomfortable, bro. You looking right at my I was not trying to make you uncomfortable. No, I'm just kidding, bro.
Because they're looking into human life.
Yeah, well, they're not even paying attention to the physical. They see it as
just the act. Yes.
They're almost seeing your etheric mixed with the whole thing. Like, so they're not
how
watching what
Look
you're.
At this. Like, it's so silly and insignificant. This 3D life, so stupid.
Did you just watch me watch that? Watch that? Well, I'm not watching watching
now
you
I have to do
wash.
it again.
I don't know. I don't trust you. I feel dirty now. I got to clean myself because your dirty look you gave me while I was naked in the shower. Now I got to go back in and scrub again. Do you know what that's like? I don't.
Issues.
That's why I'm looking.
I'm
Okay, I'll
confused.
explain it to you, but you got to stop looking at me. When this is closed, you're not allowed
Do you know
in. When
my
it's
nephew
open, you
told
come look.
me he didn't love Spider-Man. I was like, the Marvel Universe? And I just went,
A lot of people hate it.
7. I was disgusted.
So
and
I
just
grabbed
walked away.
her nephew.
Just walked away.
He was at the front door and he was turning the doorknob like a beast, right? He's like, and he starts tugging at the door. So then I'm like, I walk over and I unlock it, and then the door just pops open, and I go, I watched you build a Lego bridge that
Golden
went
Gate Bridge.
like the Golden Gate Bridge,
Expansion Bridge.
and you can't open up a front door. I go, fake news, get out of the house. And he just went, I go, this is some bullshit here. This is what I mean. You could be smart enough to architect the whole design, right? But did you forget there's a booger right on your face? It's been sitting there for an hour.
But that's what they
Where
used to say
here,
about,
it's like, is that the guy that made the building? Yes.
but that's what they used to say about Bill Gates. Like his wife used to tell him,
Bill
like,
Gates needs to get punched right in his stupid reptile face.
In a row, you need to take a shower. You smell.
Yeah, you stinky because you like pee pee poopy
No.
because you're a reptile.
No,
and reptiles
because
like
he
that
would
shit.
just- Okay.
I said to the reptilians I met, you know you smell, right? That's you. And they were like, I go, that's you. You bathe in urine. You don't want to be that guy on the bus that doesn't shower and stuff. That's you. Get out of here. He's stank ass reptilian. No, I'm just kidding.
Who is that? Is that Max?
No, Sugar Pop has been pacing.
Oh, someone must be outside the window. She's not letting in.
She sat across me last night, right here, and did like the flying thing.
Did Reggie see you?
No, Reggie was sleeping. She did that, and then she stood up when you jumped out of bed, as if she like was Spider-Man when he gets to like the top of the church tower and he looks all cool and shit. Like she was doing that kind of weird shit, and I'm like, did you just conquer me or something? Like it was very awkward.
Well, she had you.
Are you trying to steal my breath?
No, she had you alone. She never gets.
No, it was the cutest thing
you
I've
have
ever.
to divide it by 14, so it's like everyone gets a little time. But come on.
So it is a little frustrating sometimes because you got to walk by each
especially
one.
for you, because you get busted all the time.
Reggie's such a.
Frank has.
She's such a stickler.
They're all our cat. Our cat's my cat. You know, but Frankie's
Reggie
girl is Reggie.
Is an extension. Kadu is an extension
Reggie
of me.
The reincarnate of Squeakadoo. So, and he was a boy, but she even picked a boy name because she picked her own name.
Microphone is Diesel.
And it's, you know, it took 3 days to name her, and then I was like, "What about Reggie?" And she went, "Ah!" That was her name, and she came running, so that was her name. She wanted a boy name. I think she's very upset she's a girl in this life. But I understood that because Angela Miller did Hailing on Me, which was equally as amazing and wonderful, and I liked it better when I was a man, and I think because you get more shit done. So she, I think, is bitter that she's a girl, but Frank is hers. And when the other cats are with him, she is not having it. She gives them the look. She paces back and forth. They know they have to leave. He knows he's in trouble, and I just laugh in the corner.
Said to her, just to check and see if she responds all the time to anything, right? And she doesn't all the time, but this is how you know it's
when she's paying attention.
So I go, Reg, in another reality, I actually come back in time to be with you. It's because I always say I come back.
You came back.
You came back from another dimension just to be with me. Right? I go, there's a place where I come back just to be with you. And she looks up and goes, ah! Yeah, I go, okay, you don't like that idea? We'll keep it like this. Ah! And then she just put her head back, and I went, holy shit.
No, she hears shit. And then she.
It was the funniest thing.
She's bad.
The animals are extensions to us to the point where that show never made sense to me until I lived in this house.
What show?
where the animals were the soul of the person, and they would walk around with the animal.
Oh, the golden compass.
The golden compass. I was like, that's a stupid concept. And then you have an animal where you have that with them, where it's almost like, because I've seen on the other side, not every animal is just an animal. It's like sometimes it's you, sometimes it's another being having the experience. Like, so there's all this different shit happening. But really, it's just like what Reggie and I have.
Oh,
it's
like
there
thing.
to teach me
no,
to
it's
be
a beautiful
more.
Thing. Yeah, she is there to teach you because she already knows unconditional love. Thank you, Christina. That's a beautiful comment. Thank you. It is. They're my babies. I don't have children. You know, I don't. I'm so tired tonight. But they're my babies. You know, each of them chose us to be here. Like even the cat that my sister gave me, Bear, he chose to live. She gave him to me in a shopping bag with a towel in it, and she asked me to take him to the vet. Now the last time she did that, I had to put the cat down. The cat was too sick. We had to put him down. And I was like, you're never going to do this to me again, right? And she waited a couple of years, and then she did it again. And then when I put him on the table at the vet, he curled up in my arm, and I said, if you're going to fight, I'm going to fight for you, but you got to fight. He looked like little branches, just little black branches. And he had one eye, and
the other eye was swollen.
We didn't know if it was eye was going to make it. And I was like, okay, if you're going to fight, I'm going to fight. And I'm like, I need this, this, and this, because in another life I was a vet or a doctor, and I know how to administer medicine. So we did it, and we got them better. But they're my babies. I don't have children. They're my children. Frank and I, every lifetime we've been together, and we found this out through Aya, they took a baby from us. And I think that's why I came into this life not even wanting children. I mean, to the core of my being, not wanting children. I mean, from kindergarten, not wanting children. And
they showed me once all these people. I talked about it once. We were on like a starship, and there was a woman talking to me, and I was like, why the fuck does this girl keep talking to me? I kept trying to walk away, and she's like, I'm your wife, listen to me. And I looked at her, I'm like, nah. So then I go, nah, this isn't gonna work. And then she goes, these are your fucking kids. And I looked, and the fucking line was huge, and I went, yeah, I'm not really feeling that. This is whack. Change the channel. Nobody gives a shit. Right. And then they were like, oh, you really don't give a shit. And I'm like, I love everyone, but I'm just do you guys realize how much I smoke weed? I can't have a kid around me. And they were like looking at everyone was just looking at me.
I had 0 today. We had to wait until the kids left, and I was like,
I don't believe anyone here. I want a paternity test. I know you guys like working with DNA. Here, here's some. Go tell.
That's terrible.
Show me right now. Why is it terrible? It can't be funny.
No, it's terrible and funny.
Listen, I have full amnesia. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Sure. How many times have we heard about or seen weird movies where they slide in, like they convince Frank, no, this really is his family, and then boom, some single mom on Zeta Reticuli is trying to play a fucking game, needs a baby daddy. Don't come over here and try to get with the creator. Get out of here. You're supposed to be sticking up for me. And I just want to tell each and every one of you, watch out for this shit, because you never know when they're fucking with you. Discernment is so important every day. Just use it. Keep you out of trouble. Just remember how give me the good arm. Think of how many Maury shows where they're like, get the paternity test, and there's 52 dudes on stage, and it's none of them. All I'm saying.
That's awful, Frank.
I'm just so upset that they took my kids round and round and round. And what did I say when they were doing it to you? Aya goes, you can't get involved. You could only watch, right? So then I'm I'm like right next to you like this. And then there's like reptilians and insectoids doing all kinds of messed up stuff to Paula. And they're like, she's pregnant, and then they're pulling it out and doing all. So I look right at him, and one of them goes, oh. And then the other one goes, don't worry about him. He can't do shit. He ain't going to do nothing like that. And I go, I will smack you up because you can't do nothing So I'm like, I thought this was like a recording. I don't like, is this happening now? And they're like, oh, it's always now.
It's always now.
So when you're looking at the visual of like, oh, did that happen then? It's like, no, it's happening now at that moment that you're visually having the visual.
I felt it.
No, I know you were going through it.
I know. But, you know, I mean, yeah, so they took a kid from us in every lifetime.
No, I said, I don't want you coming back here now in 25 galactic cycles or whatever and telling me that these kids are all mine.
I don't think
and Paul, no, but the point was, is I couldn't do nothing. So I was just shouting at them. Stupid shit.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm going.
Because they brought them out. They were standing behind them at one point, and I go, they don't look quite like Paula, huh? And you were like, they're trying to take my essence. I go, you know, you fucking people, you beings don't ask permission. That's why it doesn't work. And they're like, shut up. And I'm like, no, if you just go to her and say, hey, listen, can we do this? And she goes, oh yeah, it'll work.
Right.
It's magic from the creating source. Right. By her agreeing, this is why you have to agree to do things. You unlock the DNA. The only way you can get my Bitcoin is to let you in.
Right.
It's the only way.
Right.
I have to go, here's the code, go in. And then what you can just take. So it's a really tricky situation, right?
Right.
Well, here you go. That's how it's done. But if you go, hey, I'm down to help you guys if you need help. Like, what if a civilization said, we can't have kids and we need help. Could you help us? And you saw it for a fact. And we're like, what do you need me to do? They're like, all we need you to do is hold this for 3 months in your body. And then that will be the future of the prodigy of our planet. We're going to have to mix the DNA.
Oh my God, it's going to have a Bronx accent.
She'll be like, no, but think about it. There are people that would go, oh, I'll help right now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so how many are they just taking from that they're not asking permission?
How many eggs do they already have? The fish lady, the frog lady in the Mandalorian.
Oh my gosh.
The season 2, that was a metaphor. How many eggs do they already have?
We're gonna just eat a couple off to the egg side.
Well, not you, but
no, I'm just there's
a Jedi Master might. I don't know.
There's things that prowl on.
This is why we need to live in the Shire. This is all goes back to it.
She can't handle it when it gets to that level.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I don't need to know. I just want to grow fucking vegetables and just pay my bills online. And
your awareness of it at least one time and just
I'm totally aware. It doesn't
allows you to not have that as like a fear.
I'm not afraid. You know that.
No, I know. I'm not afraid. But it's important to let everyone know, because it's probably more than we think even going on everywhere. So it's important that you let it out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, let out what I think about that? Yeah, I think they're
well, because that'll make someone crazy and throw themselves off a fucking roof. So it's important to be like therapeutic about it through your experience.
Our DNA has been harvested.
God, I'm gonna push her again.
Don't push
next week. I'm gonna have a little cliff with a waterfall and a pool, and I'm like, oof.
Not until we get a fucking storage unit, a cliff and a waterfall and a pool.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And some of this shit has to go too. Should we pan?
Yeah. I think everything should stay just the way it is.
No, it can't stay. This can stay.
Of course it could stay.
The closet stuff has to go. I got cat blankets. I used to do these drives at work, and because I always rescued cats, so I used to do a drive in the spring and then at the end of the year, and for cat blankets, towels, sheets, t-shirts, anything for the cats. And people wouldn't want to give me ripped and torn blankets, and I'm like, look, I'm looking for the ones with the stains, the rips, please. Like I'm not putting them out on display. They're for stray cats. Like, this is what I need. And then finally I would get them, and I must have gotten like it must have been a Snuggie Christmas gift year, because I got about 6 Snuggies. And let me tell you, I made each one count. I cut them up. I had enough blankets and everything for those stray cats because we used to have houses outside. I had enough for like I think 2 seasons full because you can't wash them. You have to get rid of them, and we couldn't have hay because we live in the Bronx.
I think we should do a remix of the intro to the show. What you like? My name is Paula Milo.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Come on. Come on. In 2015, I met this bald motherfucker with a beard, and it changed my life with the help of the plant medicine, ayahuasca, and cats.
But it did. Aya changed my life. She sent me on that path. I drank Aya. I met Frankie. I drank Aya. I stopped taking my antidepressant. Because right before I drank Aya, I was having a really hard time at my job. And I knew the end was nearing, but I didn't want to admit it. So I went to my doctor to up my pain medication. Now I can't take painkillers because I had an important job and I needed to have a clear head. So then I said, well, maybe my antidepressant. He says, yeah, we could up the dosage. So I upped the dosage, and then I meet Frank, and then I drink Aya. Now, when I drank Aya, I stopped all medication because you can't be on any medication. And then I drank Aya, and I had a life-changing experience. And then Aya was like, yeah, there has to be Michael, you are so 100% correct. There has to be a hot tub because I feel at the end of the night, I feel like a bag of walnuts. Like if you drop a bag of walnuts and they crackle, that's what I feel like. I feel like if you drop me, I'm just going to break like a ceramic mug into 100 pieces. So there is a hot tub. It's actually a thermo spa, and you get a credit if you have a medical issue. You get a tax credit. It's a very small tax credit, but I will take it. So a thermo spa is already in the vortex for the backyard. Thank you, Michael. This is very important. Thank you. I love you. So I drank Aya and I had a life-changing experience. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to take more depression medication so that I could spend more time doing my job better. And then I was like, there's something wrong with that. There really is something wrong with that.
2 plus 2 equals 16.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I said, okay. So then
but I thought.
Yeah. So I weaned myself off the depression medication, which was great because I really felt after I drank, I didn't need it anymore. Now, I'm not telling people they should stop taking their medication. I'm saying this is specifically what happened to me.
Side effects of what happened to your experience.
Second side effect was alcohol. I stopped drinking alcohol, and I didn't have a problem with alcohol. I wasn't an alcoholic. I drank socially. I didn't even really drink at home, and I never drank when I was alone. And if I did, I didn't like it because I was alone. I was a social drinker. So I think cutting back on the alcohol and stopping the depression medication and integrating the new information that I had given me. Now I'm in this office building and I'm seeing people for what they really are, not even who they really are, for what they really are. And, when Frank makes a joke and says, it's not actually a joke, but when Frank says like only 80% of us are human, I totally saw how the others are not human. And now I have to integrate back into this toxic situation that's making me sick, that's making me feel ill, that's making me need to take more medication because now I can't take pain medication. I have to take depression medication. And
damn, you all fucked up. What did I get myself into?
I can't do this. And then I stopped everything. And then the last thing was the job had to go because the job was killing me. And it's been 6 years and I haven't needed surgery. And when I was working, I was averaging a surgery every 5 or 6 years. And
may the odds forever be in your favor.
There's something wrong with that. Yeah, may the odds forever be in your favor. Like,
So as soon as you met me and got onto the FearLess family, We got the Starship ready to rock and roll with the
because
flow.
my vibration was ringing higher. So then I couldn't be at work because it was such a traumatic experience. It was such a hard experience because now you can't be your true self because
Let's be honest, the travel was insane.
the
I
travel.
don't give a fuck what anyone said. That travel to your job
Oh, it
for a
was
while
ridiculous.
was a little in OD for. I was like, come on, really? And then the hustle bustle pressure, the timing, the situation,
Yeah, it was just rough.
the actual numbers themselves didn't work out.
Yeah, so it was just that was the second job.
It's like
That's
a
when I went back to
recipe
work.
for disaster.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's what I
then
meant the
then
second
I
time.
did it. I was proud of myself. I stopped working, and then my aunt passed away, and my aunt was very important to me in my life, and I needed to go back to work because I couldn't be home. So then I took another job. I went to a moving company that I'd worked to before that I had worked to 20 years ago, that I had worked at, and I loved it because it was an easy job, but I hated the woman I worked with. And I didn't hate her. I just didn't like her. It was almost like the last of the karma.
Let me tell you that for 9 months you talked about this lady.
Yeah, she made me crazy.
She was like part of our family,
she made
and
me
I
crazy.
didn't like her.
And it was almost my karma. Like, this is what's going to happen if you continue here. And then I had to make a decision to stop working again, and it was the best decision of my life because I really feel
the hardest part is
the pain is manageable now. It wasn't manageable when I was working, but it's manageable now because I can rest when I have to rest.
It's the thought of not having the job to go to, but yet you're still okay.
It's not even that. It was a corporate job, so it's never just 9 to 5 and you go home. It's everything that goes with it. And I'm not even gonna get into it because it doesn't matter now. But it was a very difficult thing for me to let go. Like, even who was I as a person if I wasn't employed? And who was I as a person if I couldn't function in society? So there was a lot of me finding that needed to be done, and I did it, and I excelled at it, and now I love my life. And honestly, if I had been on that path, I probably would have had a heart attack already. Like, and I'm not prone to heart attacks. I'm, that's not my issue, but I believe that something would have happened to make me stop working, whether I liked it or not. It would have been on my terms or not on my terms. And I went out on my terms. And I'm very happy about that. There are days that I wake up and I think I'm late. I used to wake up and think I was late for work. Oh my God.
Yeah, that happened to me for
a while.
And
then I had a dream once that my bachelor's degree was revoked. It was pulled back from me, and they said I didn't have enough credits to graduate and I don't have a bachelor's degree. And I was like, and then I woke up and I panicked and I was like, I don't work. Why do I give a fuck? And I went back to sleep. Like, so, all those crazy things.
It's time to make the donuts. No, it's
not. They don't mean anything because my life has more meaning now than it did before. Like, I sold soda, and I didn't actually sell it. We didn't even earn revenue. Our team, we devised software programs, and we found out how to track and report, and then how to set them up in the system correctly. So, I was very good at every job that I had, and I'm very good at this now. When we do an Ayahuasca ceremony, no one, as far as I'm concerned, no one shamans the way we do.
I never seen nothing like it. People always say,
we were talking about it today, and like Frank is like, I was like, Frank, do you realize that we spend every minute with these people? Like, we don't leave them alone. They're with us. They're with us before, they're with us during, they're with us after. Like, they're not left alone. No one does that. You need special attention, or you have a special request, or you need something, we're there. People don't do that. Ayahuasca shamans, ayahuasqueros especially, do not do that. You're left alone to your own devices.
Yeah, you gotta handle your shit.
And you handle your business. And we don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the sink or swim ideology. Like, you're here, the experience is overwhelming enough. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you, even if I'm not in the room or there, and Joe and Della will tell you, I wasn't physically in the room. I'm sorry, Nick. I need a hot tub. I need a hot tub. We'll put MMS in it, so there will be no reptilian anything in there.
They'll be like, they're doing something to the water, and I just don't like it.
So, people don't get it. Like, Joe and Della had an experience, and Joe had a demon removed from Tiffany and Frank, and I wasn't in the room, but Joe said I was standing right next to him because
he goes, "Where's Paula?" I go, "She's not here." And he goes, "No, she was just standing there the whole time."
Because I was home, but I was still doing the work. So
I'm like, no space and time. It's all fake.
I mean, we can't put that in a pamphlet.
There's no distance, bro.
Yeah, I can't put that in a pamphlet. Like, we're not putting that in a pamphlet. You know what I mean? Like, we're not saying that, you might see Paula, you might not see her, but she'll be physically with you all the time. You will,
weird shit will happen.
You will remember her words from 11 o'clock this morning. It's now 2:45 a.m. But 11:30 yesterday morning, she told you something, and it's going to ring true, and you're going to remember it. It's going to change everything. I mean, we can't put that in a pamphlet. But
it was like you were standing there saying it to me. It's like, well, I was.
Right.
You were? No, but I was.
Right.
Yeah. You're multidimensional.
Because the experience should be as easy and as streamlined and as painless as possible. Because now I gave up a career that would have killed me. And I'm thankful that I got out when I did, how I did.
I did too.
Because even
if
it didn't kill me, all of this stuff that is going on politically right now would have made me leave anyway. So, and we're not even going to talk about that because I'm going to go in a little bit. But it is just, I have to be good at everything I do. It's just a personal thing. Like, my sister made a joke when I met Frank, because my sister has been trying to get me to smoke weed for my whole life. And she was in a spaceship working on me. In between feeding cats. So my sister used to make a joke, like she'd been trying to get me to smoke weed my whole life, and here and there, and when I was out, I would smoke, but never enough to actually have it help me, use it as a medicinal tool, because I worked. And when I didn't have to work anymore, and I really hardcore started smoking weed, and my sister was like, "Oh, she's not going to be able to handle it, and she won't be." And I was like, "Rose, have I ever done anything that I didn't excel at?" And she was like, "Well, I'm just worried." And then she smoked a blunt with us, and she was like, "Okay, I'm just never going to talk about it again, because you want to have a drink, I'll drink you under the table. You want to smoke weed, I might not be able to smoke. I'll keep up with you."
She said to me recently, "I want to smoke with Snoop Dogg." Right? I was like,
"Oh yeah."
I literally went on that tour.
Yeah. Because you thought you were going to smoke with him.
I told everyone on the tour, and I love Wu-Tang. The minute they got rude and dissed, I was out mentally. I was like, I'm just going to be the best. I was like, yo, the real reason why I'm here is because I'm gonna
smoke weed. Yeah.
Smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. I want to see if I.
I can't out. I will die.
I just want to try.
Die. No, I don't even want to try.
I want to try. No. Well, I love it so much.
No, I just want to.
We got there. That was the one friggin' show that got canceled. And then I'm like, I made it all the way out to LA.
Yeah. And they're canceling the show. That sucks.
It's all reptilian over there.
No.
Well, not all. It's everyone's sprinkled into everything,
but yeah,
heavily influenced. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You put a lot out there tonight. Proud of you.
I did.
Very proud of you.
Yeah, it was
You do good work.
Thank you.
You are definitely. I call her the hammer sometimes, and I tease her, and I'm like, "Yo, you bring the hammer out when it's time to get someone. Something you need."
Let me tell you something. Tiffany was the gift I didn't even know I needed. Like, I can't explain it in any other way. Believe me or don't. Don't expect to have the same kind of situation that I had with her. I mean, whatever healing you're going to get from her is going to be amazing. But I mean, I doubt it's going to be close to a psychedelic experience. I don't think that's what a healing is supposed to be like. But for me, that's what it turned into. And the only thing I can do to thank her is tell as many people as I can that they should have a healing with her, because if it helped me the way it did, I can imagine what it could do for someone else. Do you know?
For
Do you know what
sure.
I mean? Like, I was clearing out shit that I thought I dealt with, and
We
obviously
all
I
at
didn't.
times need, no matter what show we're on and what we call ourselves or
Yeah,
whatever,
you know, like,
you need help.
yeah,
You
I need
know?
help all the time. So like, well, one step forward, two steps
This
back.
is
You
about
know,
doing it kind of
I can
together,
have
but
3 days of the week can be an excellent
individual.
3 days, and then 2 days are like, I just don't want to be here. I don't know where I want to be. I just want to be elsewhere. Like
Yeah, that's a whole thing. I don't even have a
yeah, I
like a
just don't want to be
calling
here. Like I just want to hide.
or a place to like, oh, I want to go back to Alpha Centauri or something. It's just
No,
not there. There's nothing there.
it's like the next thing. It's like they're
It's just
pushing
like,
us
come
and
on, just
pushing
put us
us,
in the.
and it's coming, and it's going to be weird. And I'm ready for it now. Like, I don't think before the healing I could have been ready, because I was so upset about
There's a
3D
thing
shit.
about embracing change.
No,
There's
I
something to
am.
be said
And you
about
know
it.
what? I always said, and I said it the first couple of years of the show too, I hate change. I hated change. I hated change. I absolutely hated it, because I liked knowing, like, I always preferred the devil you know than the devil you don't. Now I'm completely different. I'm
My
like, let's meet
grandfather,
him.
before he died and years leading up to it, was so bad at. He goes, I don't like change, man. I
Hmm.
go, what are you talking about? You change every day. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, you're not the same person you are every 7 years. You literally change. I go, you change the channel. You get up. You listen. You
Yeah, but
change your
do you
underwear.
remember when we did the rugs in your mom's
This
house?
is what
Me
I'm
and your
saying.
mom, we got the rug guy, and we had to bring Viola and
You
Pop
are
here.
so in fear of something else. I don't understand. This
Yeah,
is what I was trying to explain to him. I don't understand your fear of change, but yet everything changes all day long, every minute to the next minute. It's change. And then he looked at me like he couldn't understand that concept.
right.
And I get it. He was old, but he's like, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I'm ready.
And then he's like, I'm
I'm
like,
ready.
dude, there's the carpet's 60 years old.
Yeah,
It's
it's got
got
to
to
get
fucking
changed.
go,
You
man.
have to
You
come.
can't breathe
You have to come to my house
for one day.
to my
We
house
live
for
right up
one
the
day.
block.
And getting him to the house, I thought was going to kill him. And you know, Frank had to be here with him, and I had to be back at the house with his mom. And I'm like, Frank, you're going to have to host them here. They loved it.
They had the fucking
They
greatest day.
absolutely loved it. I wish I could have been here to see it, but I needed to help
I
Diane
have
back at the house.
pictures of them and shit. We
We have
watched the
pictures all over.
binges.
I
We did all
wish-
kinds of weird stuff.
I wish that I could have seen
We
it,
were like,
but I
this
have the
place
picture.
is fucking
I
great. I go,
know.
oh, now you like it.
Now you like
Right,
it.
right. But okay, so the point is this: you can be so against change, whatever that means to you personally,
No,
mentally.
it's adaptability. You have to be able to adapt. You have to.
Exactly.
And I think had I
But
not
Bruce Lee
had
was
this
right, be
healing,
water.
I think had I not had the healing, I would not be ready to accept
The
what's
next round.
what's coming, because what's coming, I think
Isn't gonna be what
it's
you
like
thought.
Tiffany said, and I think it's like a couple of other people have said, it's not going to be anything we thought. I think packing up those bags, those boxes, is going to be very helpful to me,
Mhm.
to us.
I agree.
Getting all the clutter out, making room for, like, just giving us space and room to breathe, because
Mhm.
now we have to try to figure out like how the spring and summer are going to go with all these cats. And I think that'll give me a real sense of what we have and what we don't need to keep, you know, like what we don't need to keep now.
Right, meow.
Right, meow. And because we need room for cases of cat food and worm medicine and flea medicine and probiotics. Yeah, not for
And
me,
eye
not for
goof.
him, for the cats. Yeah, eye stuff, you know. But I love my life. And I just want to know where I'll be living. That's it. Like, just tell me what the address is.
I never thought in a million years this would be my life, and I don't. Like, there was a point in the beginning before ayahuasca where if you would have asked me what I like to do for fun outside of the one thing I do, I was having trouble figuring it out.
Right.
Now,
Oh, I know.
if I wake up and one of the cats are just staring at me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, I instantly like I never had an animal like that.
Love
and
you
now
like
I'm
that,
just they're
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, I
and
know. I know.
running around like little,
They're like,
monsters.
it's you know what, it's like little babies that don't grow up, and it's horrible because they don't grow up. But it's amazing. Like when I have my coffee in the morning, well, not now because it's getting lighter in the morning, But like in the winter, I'd have my coffee at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting and I have like 6 pairs of eyes looking back at me.
I
And
find
it's
it
like,
funny. I'll do the dishes and turn around.
me
and
too.
it's
And
5
they're
I'm
all
right
there. They're
just
like, are you
staring.
done yet? Are we
Like-
eating? What's happening? Yeah. Chicken. Yeah. Leftovers.
I think it's hysterical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I find it funny that
I find it funny.
Reggie jumped to the window last night, and then I'm like, "Did you see something?" I thought Bear was there because you can't see Bear, right? So I go and the window's open this much. So then I'm playing string, and then I throw it to her, and she kind of comes down, doesn't take the string, and then I throw I was really high. I throw the string again at the window, and it goes right out the window, just a little bit. And then I go, oh, how every great horror movie fucking starts, right? And then I pull it back and I go, ha, nothing. And I look back and 3B comes flying through the fucking
window. Did she scare the shit out of you?
I almost died.
Oh
she
my
she
God.
came through and didn't touch anything. She landed on the floor in the kitchen and I almost shit my pants. I thought a mini werewolf was gonna kill me.
My favorite.
She's the
my favorite. My absolute favorite is right after I feed the cat. Like if Frank gets up later than me, so I'll make breakfast for myself, and then I'll keep everything out, and then make breakfast when he gets up. So I'm making breakfast for him, and the cats are out there, and like in between, I'm feeding a cat, and then the squirrel will come right to the windowsill for Peanut, and there'll be like 2 cats in the kitchen. And I have everything going on and I'm juggling everything. And this squirrel is sitting on the window for Peanut. And I'm like, hold on. And now all the cats are trying to get the squirrel. And I keep a bag of peanuts by the kitchen window, so close enough so that I could hold them off, grab a handful, and then chuck them out. My pitching arm is amazing. I can pitch them when the window is open this much. And she's sitting on the windowsill waiting. And then while she's waiting, the bluebird comes.
And then looks in the window and goes, bah!
He squawks so loud.
What the fuck is this?
So I have to give her nuts.
Something new.
And I have to give the bluebird.
You gotta feed him.
He comes and he doesn't stop.
So
and
loud.
If he sees you in the apartment, do you notice that? If he sees you, he squawks. If he doesn't see you.
Such good vision.
He came this morning. I was like, it's 6:30 in the morning. Stop it. And I threw the nut out there. And then I was like saying, thank you, lady. Thank you, lady. I was like, shh.
When the snow happened and I built the ramp for the cats.
Oh, that was great.
I look out the window as the cats are running up and down because we were laughing at how they were taking the
yeah, they were
slope.
afraid in the beginning to go down.
Funny to watch them go through it. And as I was sticking my head out of the fucking raccoon,
yeah, that's right.
Was right there, and he looked at me, and then I looked, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I just backed up. And he kind of dipped back down, and I looked, and Reggie was just staring at me, and I go, "Did you just see the Hamburglar?" like that's what it looked like. I was freaking the fuck out.
La Bandita, she had a mask over her eyes, right?
Oh,
yeah.
All right, we're gonna try this again, and then I just looked out, and she was just right there looking at me.
I know. You gave her something?
Well, the bread was sitting on the other side of the piece,
right.
So I found that to be quite interesting experience. I never had anything like that happen. I was always afraid of everything. Remember when we first started, I was afraid of deer.
Frank, animals follow me everywhere. I went to Italy twice, okay? Because the first time I thought it was a fluke, right? I go to Italy, and now the joke in Rome is that Cleopatra,
when in Rome,
Cleopatra brought cats to Rome for Mark Antony, but Mark Antony was allergic to cats. So, and now there's all these cats in Rome. So this is generations of cats. So now every time, wherever we went in Italy, everywhere we went, there were cats. Like when we went to eat, and everywhere they followed me. I was with other girls. I was with my friend and her 2 kids. Like we were like 6 or 7 people. Cats. So the first time I wasn't with Trisha and the girls. The first time we had just gone, and it was cats. And then the second time there's cats. I'm in a tropical place on vacation, and there's iguanas and lizards all around. I remember one vacation I went on, I fed the same iguana every day, and I knew it was him because he had a big cherry stain, and he had a cherry stain the whole time because every time I would have a drink, I would give him the cherries. So it was an iguana that had cherry stains all over it. It was mine. Every time he saw me, he came out, and he was my iguana. And then I go to Italy a second time, and it happens. And then I go to Aruba with your mother, And she's like, these fucking iguana. And I was like, Diane, please, I don't want them near, like, because I know I'm going to get my own. And you're not allowed to feed them in Aruba. There's signs all over, like, you get a fine, it's a fine and everything. And I had to, like, turn off whatever that is because I didn't want any animals near me. And they, like, walk all over, like, over there. Like, when you're eating, they're, like, walking up to you and like, begging for food, and you can't give them anything. And, but no matter where I go, there are always these animals.
Are you a homeless iguana? No, I live here. I just want your food.
They're beautiful. And the bird, everything. And, it's funny because I used to think it was a fluke, but now I get it, and then like people joke and call me Snow White, but I totally get it. It's the strangest thing. And I have this attraction. The animals, it's very, and it happens to you now. These squirrels come running up to Frank for a peanut.
No, I talked about this a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, you saw your friend.
Isaiah was outside with me, and I'm pretty sure he was the one outside. And the bird came up, and I looked at the bird. I didn't mind saying it, like,
yeah,
what's wrong? And I was having the conversation that if you listen to nature, it's talking to you, and you have to just respond to it.
Oh, of course,
and then the bird just flew right there, and then was
the mockingbird.
So I just
right?
looked and went, "What is it?" And then it just and I was like, "It's over there." And then it flew off, and I was kind of like, just looking at him, and we're like, "That is the ultimate."
Yeah.
And then as I walk into the yard, the squirrel comes running out of nowhere.
Wants the peanuts, yeah.
Like, and they're like, "Is that a squirrel in the yard with the cats?" I go, "Yeah."
Oh, she bobs and weaves. She's fast.
It's just
weird. She does not care. I was cleaning the windows in the summer. Frank had
That's why the kids, when they come here, they lose their shit.
I know.
Really
when your niece and nephew came, they were freaking out.
It's like a miniature version of what you should have.
Oh, it's amazing. It is. We were cleaning the windows. Frank was on the outside and I was on the inside, and we had the windows in the living room up, and I was on a stepladder on the inside. Now he had come around the house because he was moving the stepladder on the outside to another window. And I'm on the ladder and I'm cleaning the window, and the squirrel is in the living room on the windowsill trying to get nuts. And I'm like, listen, and the cats are like charging the window, and the squirrel is not leaving until she gets a nut. She's like, look, I worked hard my life. Like, I don't eat nuts. We eat garbage. She was eating a Twix bar. It was Halloween. She was eating a little Twix bar, and I was like, put the chocolate down. She was like, never.
Everyone in the community kind of did a little something when it came to the animals.
Like they do in other countries. There's no stray animals. Everyone takes care of a stray animal that's on the street.
Yeah.
Like they do in other countries. Yeah, I get it.
Because like basically
everyone feeds the cats.
Open,
yeah.
Right? And it's just, look, man, like, and Brian.
Oh yeah, he's the next one in. We're waiting to get him.
Has a giant pair, and he likes to spray.
Yeah, he's a little bad boy, so we don't let him in.
It's a little whatever, but he still eats. We make sure everyone eats. It's all right. Oh yeah,
they come in, they rest. But like if it's
imagine if you had that on every block, one person.
Well, I think it's like that in the Netherlands.
Right, like you get a square block here.
Yeah.
On the next
everyone
block,
feeds the stray animals. Like all the shopkeepers put food out for the stray animals.
And then you could have all the people on the block be like, yo, Phil, Frank, there's 6 of them right over here. Be like, oh, okay, let's see, where is that on ours? Can we get them? And then we have the connection into getting them fixed.
Yeah.
Getting them a place.
Yeah, it's just not that easy. People don't like it. They don't want it.
No, well, you don't. I'm just saying, like, if everybody had a little bit of a responsibility in the area, you wouldn't get things like stray cats all over the place.
You wouldn't
get dogs
people
and
dropping their masks in front of the house either.
I go out here all the time.
I know they can't pick up their own trash.
Condoms.
So it's like, just condoms. Different.
When
yeah,
did you guys
that I don't
understand.
Understand. That's disgusting. I don't think
right in front of the house. How is that even possible on a main?
I don't think that's happening. I think it's.
Our cars are parked right in front of the house. How does a condom wind up on a used one? Wind up on right outside, right there. That whole area is us. It's just the funniest.
I don't know.
I told you when I got fed up and I had enough.
Oh, with the diaper, you found a diaper.
No, there was a tampon used right on the fucking front steps.
That might be someone's garbage too.
No, I don't give a fuck.
I know it's terrible. I know. That's why we don't want to live here. I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I came out and went,
"Are you fucking kidding me, man? Somebody just pulled that out and dropped it over here."
I don't think that's what happened. But
I don't care what your fucking story is.
Okay.
I just don't care.
No, I get it. That's why I don't want to be here anymore.
That was what did it for me.
They stole the look. They took a Patty Obitz was she's a beautiful person inside and out. Also, she got me a king cake for my birthday because my birthday this year fell on Fat Tuesday. So she got me a king cake from New Orleans. Now, my best friend Nancy got me a king cake as well that was delivered on a different day. I never got it. They took the package and they took an Amazon package too. So like we just don't want to be here anymore. I mean
it's just
it's a
weird.
nice neighborhood. The people are great still, but
it's tight.
I'm done. I don't want to look for parking. Like I'm done. But you know, we have to wait.
I would say to anyone that lives in the sticks or anything or not in a city type area, I know a lot of you may have left the city for these reasons, but you come down a fucking street, you got a FedEx truck double parked on a street where the cars are parked, and the street's only big enough for like a car and a half. And then every block it's like that. So you're just constantly squeezing your car between two cars, and people are like, "Move it, motherfucker!" Like I'm just over it. I'm over waiting and waiting and waiting. Like imagine sitting in the clogged artery. No, you're just the way you sit. It should be on this side.
Oh, sorry.
That's what it's like. So if you're feeling the call, I think we should just kind of go with this note tonight and just kind of close it up. But if you're feeling
that's
the call,
what I think it is
get
too.
ready, get ready to roll.
That's what I think. It's going to be a calling. That's what I think. Like it's going to call to us.
I was telling Paula, whatever we're not using, like you're looking around the house and you're like, okay, what don't we use?
Yeah, what aren't we
all
using?
The time,
but what's coming with us? Yeah,
using?
We're getting it. We're getting rid of it.
It's because we don't need it right now.
Right. We can hold off.
That stuff goes in a fucking box.
Gets packed
in a
up.
bag. Gets packed up.
No, it's going in the boxes.
It gets put in a fucking pile that says ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. New house.
And that's it. Like we have to embrace change at some level.
We do, because we don't know what's happening. And you know what? It is going to be out of our hands because it is a calling, like you said. You said it the other night.
So what does it take?
But Tiffany confirmed it for me, so I believe her. I think she's been trying to tell me this for a while, but I just didn't get it. What she was trying to tell me. I think it happened through the healing, but I think she definitely had been trying to tell me before that it's not going to be what we think. And I think that's why I got upset earlier in the week.
Listen,
because I think I finally realized it.
Thing. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I knew it. Like it was true for me.
It's not just like, let's say, realization of us getting what we want. Because I don't want to sound like, well, we're talking about what we want. We can only talk from our perspective. There's stuff that you want, and you deserve to have that as well.
But it is perspective. That's what it is.
Here's the turning point in this civilization. Use this in society. Is that I get a place like that. I get a couple of acres. You know, I'm getting a fucking giant dome, putting it there. I'm expecting a bunch of yous to come through when you need to.
Right. We want to set it up that way.
So there's a constant
exchange of energy. That's what we're doing it for.
Right. Like, so it's not, we're not going out in the middle of nowhere to live alone.
No,
we're literally looking forward to seeing you.
That's the idea. That's what it's for.
This communication is great, but there's going to be a point where we go to Fearless Volume 3 is when the whole thing changes. It's no more this. It becomes the next whatever that is.
we don't know.
Go into the new place and things start changing and maneuver. Like, I don't know. Della and I have these weird talks about 5D and 4D and, you know, what it could be like. Can I broadcast from there to here? Or do I have to come here and roll up and then?
Oh yeah, we don't know.
I don't know. Like these are the things aren't shown to us, so we guess it.
Right.
They always show it like as coming down the mountain, but humbly. And I'm like, was that frequency I'm walking down? Because you guys show me that shit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna move to a mountain. And they're like, no, well, you got.
You're gonna live on a farm,
right? They're like, it's a metaphor. Everything's a fucking metaphor with you motherfuckers, right? So, what is going on, and how is it going to be handled?
Right.
But my future plans is to open it up. I'll have my spot when I close the door to go in my home at night. I'll be separate. It'll be okay. but it'll also be open. The outside will be open,
Of course,
for my people. For, you know, you guys know what I'm fucking talking about. Think about this. So if we had a little thing going, you plant a tree, you meditate in front of it.
Sure. Read a book.
You pull the food off the tree
Yep.
that you feel like having, whether you're having an experience or not. Being on the property, you'll probably do it. Come help. And I don't know if it's legal to grow weed, right?
Or
you come
plant
help,
or whatever.
chop some
whatever.
shit down, hang some stuff up, and then smoke a bunch of like think about the fun with just music playing and
reuniting. Getting together.
What else is there to do? What do you want to do? There's no more getting famous.
Oh, no.
You want to be famous? Change into a fucking light being. I challenge you.
But that's my point about the aisle. Like you can't. Like that's
be famous?
Not.
Let's do this.
Yeah, there's gonna be no pamphlet. There's gonna be no menu that you pick from, like the
Fuck
spa.
These phony
like
rock
that's
stars.
not it. You know, you come and you take care of your business. That's
Let's
what we're
rock
talking
and roll.
about.
Let's fucking level this place up. Let's do our jobs to a point where they're like, where everyone that's not at that frequency just looks at you like Joe Biden. What? That's what I'm saying. Like they're just done. That's a reward. And
yes, human interaction. That's what it is. Yeah.
All at the same time.
But that's what it is.
I believe we can fucking do this.
What do you want to have now? You want to have something like a snack, tea?
I'm hungry.
Oh, chicken cutlets I have in the fridge.
Thank you, everybody, for being here with us.
Yes,
tonight.
Thank you, everyone. And Tiffany Martin, you find her on Facebook or in the Fearless group. And then
I don't know if she wanted you to shout her out like that. I'm just saying.
You can find her in the Fearless group.
I don't mind if you shout me out.
And
like that,
well, this is Frank Castle. You could find him in the Fearless group.
That was a little lackluster. I think
that's Frank Castle. You can find him in the Fearless group.
Her name is Paula Milo, and in 2015 she found me. My name.
Oh yeah, it's Frank Castle. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Frank Castle.
I love you guys so much. Try to relate to the situation that we're at the point where you're not.
It's a precipice. We're hanging in. Yeah.
You're not going to change anyone and change the world now. The world, parts of it need to fall apart.
Yeah. Before it can be built up.
And then other things that are fresh and new can just grow right through that stuff. And some of you have it already and don't have to wait for a collapse. You can just go for it. Go for it. Do what you got to do. Feel it, because there's nothing else. I keep looking back at this and going, what more? And it's like, well, then this will happen if you get right with yourself, and then this will occur. So when I broke through and came out of the hologram and I was with the beings, and the guy was like, oh, I just play Shiva in the hologram. And he was like a friend of mine standing there, and I was like freaking out.
Because he plays Shiva for many people in the hologram.
Yeah. But he was just like, dude.
Yeah, it's me.
It's us.
This is the character I play in reality.
He said, look at you.
Yeah. Who are you?
This is what's important. So I go, okay. And then I looked, and I was the light body, and then they weren't light bodies.
Right.
They were like people. So I couldn't see their faces. I could see from like here down. So I kept going like, all right, I got it. I'm the light body. And they're like, okay, Frank, right? I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, you, the guy that's really you, that plays you, or whatever, standing right there next to you. So I look over and I'm like, oh shit, it's me. And they're like, you're the light body from in the fucking hologram out here with us, out of the hologram. Bravo, young man. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, only Source could do something like that.
Right.
So you're literally showing that you could send your consciousness in, and then your consciousness, the Godhead, will come out and stand right next to you because you exist in all these other places.
Right.
But the one from inside the hologram. And I'm like, whoa. So I go, where's the angels? Where's the demons? Where's the this? Oh, that's all in there. I mean, that shit that doesn't exist out here. You're not in there. Like we're out here. The big deal is that he's not disconnected from the game. You're standing out here with him. Don't you understand what's happening? Source has surfaced out of the game, like, what's up? And sat in a room. So they were bugging as hard as I was bugging. They weren't like, to them, it was like when you're in a video game and
Because
you're all playing and you're clearing the part and you're like, yeah. They're like, that's what's important. What you're doing right now is important. Everything else is bullshit. And I'm like, well, what do I do? They're like, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it.
Because it's mutual admiration.
And I'm like, oh. So on the simplest level, what Paula talks about all the time is 100% correct, right? I just want to live. I just want to
just be kind.
Just be kind. Just be nice. That's actually the master teachings, because when you get to the highest level, it's just love yourself more. And that you go, what? I got all the way fucking here, the Dalai Lama, and he's like, just love you more. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? That's your message? I already love myself.
Hey, that's not easy.
Who's even talking to me? Because the creator would be like, more self-love.
Right.
That's how it's done.
Right. And I think that's what Tiffany was trying to.
You're literally being told what to do.
Oh, yeah. Tiffany was working on that for me.
But how hard is it?
It's very hard.
Like, okay.
I thought I was
be
there.
More kind.
It's forgiveness. It's self-love.
The minute you say that, you fucking want to go kick the dog. I'm just saying.
But it is just be kind. Like, people don't get it. Like, just an act of kind. Not even an act of kindness. Like, you don't have to give a lady at the gas station $10. You just open the door and just say, yeah, please and thank you and you're welcome.
Instead of being like, fuck these fucking people, get out of my way. You just be like, oh, send love, send love.
It's just the way you're thinking about things.
And then that's it. It's like, well, you'll notice the difference
immediately.
Inside.
Immediately, you'll feel it inside you. But yeah, we gotta.
Thank you, each and every one of you, for spending.
Yes, thank you for
with us. We love you so much.
We do love you.
We're at the point now where you just got to do it for you. Just do
we're
something. All here together. It's all good. No one's going to give you the secret message to make it happen. No, the message is you're doing it. Do it and do more.
All right.
All right. So be fearless. Remember, the universe rewards bravery. All that cool stuff. I'm going to get Paula to do this fucking intro. I got to try. My name is Paula Milo. I'll be like, louder. My name is Paula Milo. Louder. Like, do it loud. Like when you're like, yo, Frank, you're acting like a fucking dick and I'm going to stomp you in your vagina.
I never say anything like that. I'm like,
yo, you don't know how she talks to me.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
And then she comes out and she's like, yo.
Yeah, that's me. That's total. That's how I am.
The name's not Paula Milo. It's P. It's P. Milo.
Yeah, he knows when that look comes out. That's it. He's gonna get it.
That's how you got to be on the mic. That's all I meant to say.
No, I know.
You get like, and then
I am. I'm very aggressive when I have to be, and then other times I'm like, love him.
All right. Well,
if I love something, everyone loves. I want everyone to love it. That's just the way it is. Like I love you. I want everyone to love
you too so much. I'm sorry.
I took a
having this experience with everyone. We're at that last part of the new next thing.
But that's it.
Right. We're breaking through today. Maybe that's what the solstice is.
But we're all there, and I think it was. I think everything was tied to spring.
It's like a compression breakthrough because I think it was a push.
Yeah,
it static.
Yes, I absolutely think that. I think that's it.
Waving.
Everything is budding outside. The grass is. It's just
allergies. Starting.
Oh, I know. I took a Zyrtec actually. I realized that every show I'm congested and stuffy, and it's because my allergy medicine wears off. Right around
now,
the
Well, I picked up Sugar Pop, and then the second time,
and then you're like, I can't breathe.
I know you were rolling in some dirt, lady.
Oh yeah, I know she was too. All right.
Go with love. Stay awesome. Be fearless.
Thank you for spending your time.
Questions, comments, leave them.
Crazy.
Like, subscribe, share. You know,
Are we saying goodbye or you talking another sentence? What are we
I was
doing
gonna.
here?
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.